Formula One. It's a sport often seen as insular and elitist, but it's seen a meteoric rise under its owners Liberty Media, not only in popularity and viewership, but in the ability to almost print money. From greater access to more races, here's how it happened. For decades, Formula One was owned and run by one man, Bernie Ecclestone. He was old school, someone who thought the sport itself was enough, and there was no need for all this modern marketing and social media nonsense. But in 2016, Ecclestone agreed to sell his baby to American group Liberty Media. It cost Liberty Media $4.4 billion, and they quickly got to work. We got an F1 app almost immediately, and teams were allowed to show us more from behind the scenes. One of Liberty's most important deals was with Netflix, which in 2019 brought us Drive to Survive. The effect? An almost 70% rise in viewership for races in the US alone. It's massively benefited Formula One online too, with a rise from 7.8 million followers across its social media platforms in 2016 to around 50 million today. New eyes are on the sport too, with F1's own subscription TV channel, which people can watch anywhere in the world. But the main market they've tapped into is the US. There's now 3 races there a year, in Texas, Miami and Las Vegas, and an American-branded team, Cadillac, getting involved in the sport too. More races seems to be the direction of travel. A street circuit in Madrid's being welcomed onto the calendar, while conversations around a Grand Prix in Africa have ramped up in the last few years. More big events could be in the offing too, after the massive F1 75 season launch event in London in 2025. 7.5 million people tuned in to watch it live across the social media channels, and that doesn't include the viewing figures for where it was broadcast on TV in certain countries. It seems Liberty will do whatever they can to grow the F1 brand. Their efforts have been worthwhile too, with Forbes valuing the sport at $17.1 billion back in 2023, almost 4 times more than what they bought it for in 2016. Not bad, considering it's seen as a sport where people just drive around in circles.
Good morning, 5 minutes after 6 o'clock. How are we this morning? This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. I'm Alan Brazil, alongside my man who's just got back from his 50th holiday this year. Yes, we're delighted to have him. We're lucky to have him. It's old Mallorca, Gabby Agbonlahor.
Good morning, Alan.
And how have you been?
I've been very well, mate. I enjoyed my 5 days away. One day was a rainy day, but Had a nice chilled out day in bed.
Tell me, were the beaches empty?
Everywhere was rammed like it was July, August. Yeah.
What about all these reports we're hearing?
No.
Tourists are not welcome.
I went into Palma, Old Town, rammed, airports rammed. I don't know about people can't go on holiday for any reason. Like, everywhere was as busy as I've seen it.
Good.
Lovely though. Lovely to get away,
Did you
mate.
go to Port Andrex?
So, yeah, I wanted to speak to you about that, mate, because I went to Port Andrex, listeners.
Very cool.
If you heard, Alan last Friday said go to his friend's restaurant, so it took me 40 minutes to drive all the way there. I got there.
You sold it, by the way.
It's closed.
It's closed, is it?
It's closed.
I did see you were coming.
It was closed, Alan, and I ended up finding out it closed 2.5 years ago. So thank you for that, mate. You ruined one of my days. Took me 40 minutes
so
to find
you tell me
Italian.
there's no other restaurants in the port?
I fancied Italian, and there wasn't.
Well,
why would you do that? You knew what you was doing.
No, I didn't. My mate give it to the staff who were running it. So they've obviously called it a day for the summer. That's why. It's not been closed for 2.5 years.
2.5 years, mate.
Really?
The one meal that I was looking forward to not paying for on your tab, and you send me to a restaurant that's not open.
Oh, what a shame. What a shame.
We go again, though.
Andrax is lovely, though.
Lovely. Yes. The whole of New York is lovely, hell. Can't complain, mate.
Yeah,
Feeling refreshed.
I need to get there, to be honest.
Yes.
I always go southern Spain rather than the islands. Now, when England beat Andorra by just 2 goals, 2-0, nobody was happy with that, what they'd seen, but apart from Simon Jordan, everyone was pretty pleased with the 5-0 win over Serbia. What's wrong with Simon?
Stunning performance and a quite magnificent victory for Thomas Tuchel's England. 5-0 away to Serbia.
It is what those England fans want. They want to dominate. They want goals. They want clean sheets. They want good football. It's exactly what has been delivered.
Where are we on the sensation meter today? Doom. We're going to win the World Cup. We're going to win the World Cup. Good performance. Good performance. Job done.
The first time under Tuchel, they delivered the football he promised he would when he was appointed.
I think we were okay last night. They were poor. They weren't anything like the Serbia of old.
I like the way they're running behind. I like the way they're direct with the ball. They'll go at players. And tonight, I saw a bit of freedom.
All it showed is what a super group of talented players we've got. And when they're at it, they can hurt you. We've got an abundance of talent in the forward areas.
Now, all of a sudden, there'll be a section of the media that building this up as lift-off. It's one game. We beat the Serbians 5-0. Fantastic result. Great on paper. Doesn't make a blind bit of difference to what we're going to do in the World Cup.
It's an interesting one, Gab. Look, I didn't watch it all. When Harry scored, I went to bed because I had to be up really early next morning to drive up here. Serbia looked poor to me. I'm not listening. This is not a Scotsman making excuses. Serbia were not the Serbia of old. No. You know, I remember watching some of the great players and the Russia's crowd on top of you. It was totally different. But in saying that, England kept the ball very well. I like the midfield. I like Madueke on the right-hand side attacking. I like that. So there was a lot to like about it. I don't know what they beat in front of them. So to start talking about winning the World Cup, whoa, boy, whoa. And I think that's where Simon's coming from.
Yeah, I think Serbia opened up a bit more, which suited us. I mean, we've struggled against teams that have 11 players behind the ball. Any team that does open up, England will score plenty of goals against those teams, especially if they're not the elite teams. But I'm with Simon. I feel that beating Serbia 5-0, great result, well done. But can we get some friendlies against the top teams? I've said it again. Our next game is a friendly against Wales. Like Stuart Pearce says, maybe that was planned years ago as a friendly that we have to have at Wembley. But our problem, Al, is not against teams like Serbia. Our problem is against when we lost to Croatia, when we lost to France, when we lost to Italy, when we lost to Spain, Italy on penalties. When we play an elite team, we crumble.
So let me ask you this then. England done enough against Serbia. Anderson and Rice looked great together. Madueke in the right was great. Rodgers had a good game. I didn't see the second half, but they tell me excellent. The two centre-backs were good. How do you... I read a lot yesterday about, that's it, the stars who were left out, who were injured, are not going to get back in. Whoa, that is just, for me, overreaction here. How do you leave the likes of Bellingham?
Al.
How do you leave,
Saka.
Saka, also Chelsea's
Palmer.
Yeah,
when available.
You can't on one game just say, that's it. They're going to struggle to get in the side. You can't do that.
But we do it a lot, and a lot of the media do it. Recent bias. Come on, let's not forget how outstanding Saka has been for England. How outstanding Bellingham has been for England. Bellingham's 22, Alan. He's got 44 caps, 6 goals in 44 caps at 22 years of age. Listen, the players that have come in have done very well. Morgan Rogers, Elliot Anderson. But I do feel when everyone's fit and available, Bellingham is, for me, probably first name on the team sheet. So is Saka. So, do you know what I mean? Second, Kane, third, whatever you want to say. They are starters. And what this does is that this gives the manager now, okay, Elliot Anderson, maybe you're playing against a top side and you want to shorten the midfield. You drop an attacker and you play Elliot Anderson in there. Morgan Rogers, he likes an option off the bench as well.
So that way Tuchel's been forced into saying, I'm not scared to drop these stars and leave them out. You know, he shouldn't be talking about that. He should be talking about, listen, the 11 I picked or the squad I had done a great job. I'm over the moon.
Yes.
But we move on.
Yeah.
There's some big games to come. There's injuries to come. Out of form to come.
We're 3 games in now.
Don't start talking about, with the greatest respect to him, he's an international manager, but he doesn't have to get involved in that.
No.
Talking about, I'm not scared to leave them out. If I'm happy, that's it. You forget it, Bellingham.
You could name
Palmer, Saka, Alexander-Arnold. Forget it. You can't just drop them.
There's going to be probably 10 to 15 top players that are left out when the World Cup comes along. But there's a lot can change, like you say, form. What if Madueke, who's done very well, what if he's not getting a game time at Arsenal and he's not getting the goals and assists? But Jack Grealish has got 4 assists so far, and he starts doing well. What if Phil Foden comes back into form? Cherky's injured. Marmouche is injured. Foden might be back from his injury. He might get game time. What if he starts putting in performances that he did 2 years ago? So there's a lot still to happen. Bellingham is playing at the biggest club in the world.
Yeah, the good news for England is that it almost guarantees a spot in the World Cup next summer. So he can, if he wants. He can play 1 or 2 different players now and have a look at them. Now, what about yesterday? So Stuart Pearce gave us 11 yesterday. Do you think Rodgers made your starting 11 now? He was in.
If you'd start 11 for the first game?
Yeah, well, the next game, basically.
Well, the next game, definitely. And if I name my squad now, he does start because I think he offers something different now in that number 10 position.
Yeah, okay. Right, the Moose. We spoke to the Moose yesterday. He's out and about again when he finally put his phone down yesterday and stopped wishing Gok Wan a happy birthday, my friend. He went celebrity hunting at Wentworth now. He pestered the likes of Teddy Sheringham, John Terry, Robbie Fowler, and even Andy Murray. But here he is trying to get former England and Man City goalkeeper Joe Hart's thought on the 3 lines.
You've got a minute?
Yeah, well, you want to talk golf?
Yeah, football.
Oh, about what?
Everything, really. First of all, watched last night?
Yeah, saw the end of it.
And?
5-0. Clean sheet. Qualifying for a World Cup. I know people moan and groan, mate, but you're there to do a job and they're doing a great job.
England haven't conceded a goal in competitive play for 10 hours.
Yeah, fair play. They look solid. Jordan's doing a fantastic job. Defence. Happy days.
How's the golf?
I'm doing all right, mate. I'm doing all right. Nice to see you, my brother.
And you, my friend?
Joe's like, beat it, will you? I'm playing golf. It's a BMW. It's Wentworth. Leave me alone.
Football? Oh.
Yeah. Don't forget, you get more England reaction with a man who scored 20 goals to 3 lines. That's 20 more than Gabby did. Oh, that's out of order. Jermaine Defoe will be with us. Coming up, we turn our attention to the back pages this morning. There's one story I love, and we're going to talk about it later. But this one, a Premier League manager has called time out in games. I'm not sure about this. Surely we can't have any more stoppages, can we? We'll discuss that next. be a bit of a bittersweet sympathy as well to get this Thursday morning off and running. Why are we playing at Gab? I tell you why. Richard Ashcroft is 54 years old today. 54.
Good age.
Can you remember what band he was the front man of?
I cannot, Alan.
Oh, Gab.
Can you help me out, mate?
Gabby.
I know.
It is. It rhymes with tennis. Your first shot.
First shot? Serve?
Yeah.
Quirv?
Quirv. What
Go on, put me out my misery.
What a tool. The verve, you tool.
Verve? I'm meant to know that. Come on.
What?
Get lost.
Dear, oh dear.
Too early for
Let's look at today's back page. She was laughing her head off coming in here with Tesco Mobile for Business, and no wonder.
The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big three networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
Stop smirking, Katie.
I'd never laugh at Gabby.
No, she wouldn't.
That was a good one, though. Quirv.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's move on swiftly.
Yeah, very swiftly. Back pages. So, really interesting story that we'll come to at 7:15 about Ben Proud, who's Team GB swimmer. Unbelievable story. Who joins the doping games. So it's the Enhanced games, basically allowing athletes to actually take banned substances. I've actually met Ben Proud. He's a very inspirational, bright guy, and I was actually quite surprised to see him.
Katie will tell us a bit more about it.
That's what I was thinking now. Yeah, makes sense now.
I would love to see that, though.
Yeah.
But there is this other story in The Sun regarding Ange Postecoglou, who obviously takes charge of Nottingham Forest, their first game against Arsenal, which you can listen to live on talkSPORT. The headline is, Winning Post, victory is his only aim. He says the club, the owner, the players want more, and he's actually hit out at claims that he only plays one way and that his tactics are all about winning. What do you think about this, Gabs? What do you think his style of play is going to be like at Forest?
I'm hoping that he has learnt from his mistakes. Losing 22 Premier League games last season, not good enough. The style of play he was playing was chaotic at times. You know, that high line wasn't always working. But what he done in the latter stages of the Europa League was he changed it up. Yeah. He went more defensive. That line went back a lot more, and it was successful. Look at Spurs this season. Apart from the Bournemouth game, look how well they've looked with a defence that play a normal line. So it depends if he's learned. If he comes back with Ange ball again, I can only see failure, to be honest.
Well, everyone was saying there's no plan B, right? He can play one way. When he has to change it, he doesn't. No, my way or there's the highway. See you later. It'll be interesting because Forest do like to defend and hit on the counter. So, but he's a clever guy. He's been around. He'll look at that and he'll play to the strengths, I hope, because Forest, it looks as if the side might be decimated a bit and losing too many players. That hasn't happened. So the Forest fans will be expecting plenty. Don't worry about that.
How do you think Forest will do this season? He says that the club, the owner, the players want more. He says that he wants to add trophies at Nottingham Forest. How realistic is that this season?
I think it's very realistic. You look at the Europa League and you look at the teams that are in it. I mean, Aston Villa got a great chance, and Nottingham Forest. There's no reason why Ange can't take this team to go win the Europa League or get to the latter stages. Look at the squad of players they've got. I mean, I don't know how he's going to give all them players game time. I mean, the amount of signings they made on transfer deadline day as well in the whole transfer window. I think they've got a promising season.
Did they go start for them, though, at Arsenal? Very difficult.
Difficult, of course, but I'm sure we'll be going into the game and thinking, okay, which players do actually one part of my project? That's the problem. They went and spent all this money in the transfer window and boom, new manager. What if he doesn't like half the signings?
Yeah.
Why does not he style the player? That's the problem with club signing players and then sacking a manager straight away.
Katie, do me a favour, go back to that swimming one, because I think this is it a dopey move? Is it a bold move? I find it incredible. Is this them beginning to, and I remember saying here a while ago about athletics and whatever, people want to take drugs. Why don't you just make it legal within reason that, you can only have a certain amount of drugs, but because there's so many, especially cycling, Tour de France, stuff like that. But what are we talking about? Steroids here? They're allowed to take certain steroids.
It's banned substances, yes. So Olympic silver medalist Ben Proud has become the first British athlete to join the controversial Enhanced Games, they're calling it. But he insists what he's doing is not undermining clean sport, which is what we've been just speaking about. So he's a world and European champion, very well regarded within swimming. 50-metre freestyle. I remember watching him at the Paris Olympics. 50-metre freestyle, by the way, is the one that's very explosive. They start at the other end of the pitch and blink and you'll miss it.
Freestyle, it's crawl, isn't it? 50,
yes,
50
but it's only
crawl.
50 metres. Normally they do 2 lengths, and this is just 1 length. Anyway, so this Enhanced Games allows athletes to take banned performance-enhancing drugs, so probably like steroids, and by taking part, he will be banned from international competition. So once you enter these games, you can't then go back and compete.
That's all ever?
No.
Wow.
Because I
agree.
Morally, I just don't think it's correct to then be allowed back in.
Say you do that, and then I don't know, 6 weeks later there's a proper.
No, I know. I'm saying 2 years later.
Your blood. Well, I haven't taken it for 6 weeks because you can't have that.
So he's effectively retired from Team GB and Olympics because.
Is there money involved here?
Must be big money, surely.
It doesn't say in this article how much money there is involved in it, but you would think that it kind of feels like a bit of an experiment to see how far these athletes can take. But if you're retired, for example, if you're retired you're about to retire from football and there's this tournament that's going to happen and you're allowed to why not?
Golf.
Yeah.
Apart from, there's no drugs involved in it, but people at Live just say, look, play lesser tournaments and we'll give you more money.
Yeah.
It's stupid though, isn't it? I just don't see the point in the idea.
He's trying to see how far he can push himself. He's like, right, well, I've finished with a
He
Team
probably
GB.
feels that he's been beaten in the past by people on steroids.
Oh.
And there has been reports saying around the Chinese team. I remember being out there in Paris speaking to a number of the British contingent, and there was talk about because the Chinese were winning, and this underlying that's what reports were
remarkable differences in the time from the year before, and you think, hold on a minute,
what's going on here?
Yeah, and don't forget, there's big money involved in this, and I'm not saying the drug cheats are ahead of the drug catchers. But if there's enough money involved...
Oh, of course. I do get it if you're near retirement and they're going to weigh you in with a lot of money. Why not? But
it's a shame. And what he said here is, my ambition has always been to be the fastest man on the planet. I've spent years striving for that within traditional sport, but my motivations now have been shifted.
But Katie, what if he gets it? Let's say the next tournament he gets the fastest 50 metres time. People say, because he was on drugs.
Yeah. It's not really going to count, is it? No. Or like athletics, how fast. Yeah.
See, now and again...
Yeah.
Well, you started.
There's this final one. Shall I save you once again?
Yeah,
Gabby?
got to be quick.
Yep. Okay. So Thomas Frank is suggesting.
Timeouts.
Oh no. Thomas Frank wants timeouts in each half. Because he wants to be able to speak to his players. So this is Frankly It's Time. Thomas Frank wants timeouts introduced in each half to let managers get their point across more often. So from a coaching point of view, he says, it would be lovely to have an opportunity in-game to speak to the players and adjust something. What do you think about that?
No.
I'm thinking from a player's point of view, I'm thinking, please don't.
No, you got a half-time.
You used to enjoy Martin O'Neill being on the opposite side of the pitch. You played on the wing, you're like, yes, I'm on the left-hand side. I'm on the opposite side to the bench. The last thing you want is time out to speak to a manager.
No, I'm with him with the handball situation.
Yes.
He talks about that as well. I'm with him. That's got to be sorted.
Yeah.
But timeouts, absolutely not.
Yes, no way.
So he's saying...
Hey, more of that in a wee bit, okay? Because I'm getting daggers from my so-called... my stand-in producer today, 6:28.
The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big 3 networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
Corinthian Casuals are a team in the Combined Counties League Premier Division South. Despite that, they're one of the most important clubs in world football. Here's why. The club was formed in 1939 as the result of a merger between Corinthians FC and Casuals FC. Now, Corinthians FC were founded in the late 1800s when the FA's top brass were absolutely sick of getting pumped by Scotland every time they played them. As a result, Nicholas Lane Jackson set up an amateur side which would bring in the best players who could all play for the national side. And it worked. It wasn't long before England were dominating the international fixtures they played, and it was largely down to Corinthians. In fact, in 1894 and 1895, they played consecutive games where Corinthians provided the entire England 11. But the thing is, the players refused to play professional football. They didn't believe in it. They wanted to spread the values of sportsmanship, competition, and played for the love of the game. It also helped most of the players were Oxbridge graduates who didn't need the money, but instead of entering league and cup competitions, they played exhibition football and toured the world, bringing the beautiful game with them. Think of it like the Harlem Globetrotters of football, and it was this which spread the game throughout the world and made it so popular. Most famously, in 1910, they travelled to Brazil, and the locals in Sao Paulo were so impressed they started their own team under the same name. Yes, the same Corinthians who won the FIFA Club World Cup in 2021, one of the biggest clubs in Brazil.
Okay, 6:34, talkSPORT breakfast with me, Brazil Gabby, and Arnold Clark gets £750 off any used electric car or home charger. Right, time's ticking. We're under just 2 weeks to go. Enter now for your chance to win £25,000. Another holiday, Gab. And tickets to Oasis' final Wembley gig. It's their biggest comp yet. Don't look back in anger. And here's how you can enter.
18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word Oasis to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission. Or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 338. All entries must be received by the 19th of September at 9 a.m. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Now, this Saturday, Mexican boxing icon Canelo Alvarez and four-time world champion Crawford, Terence Crawford, fight for the undisputed world super middleweight titles in Las Vegas. Yesterday's show, we're joined live by top trainer Ben Davidson. Currently working with the likes of AJ, Fabio Wardley and Moses Ituma, he gave us his tip for Saturday's mega bout.
You've got two of the guys that are on the pound-for-pound list right up there on the pound-for-pound list. And there's a lot of talk about the weight, which obviously is a factor. I personally don't think it's as much of a factor as everybody thinks. I think that if these two guys were to meet at like middleweight, I strongly favour Canelo, being honest. And it's not down to the size.
Yeah, a super fight.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it is. John is now live from Sin City. talkSPORT's Fight Night host Adam Cattrall outside the Bellagio watching the fountains.
Lovely.
Adam, morning.
Good morning, Adam.
Morning, lads. How are we?
Oh, it sounds a
Oh,
yeah, you've been in
where
the sun,
is he?
Listen, I am just currently in my room, chilling out. You can over my shoulder there, you can see the T-Mobile Arena where we're going to be at the press conference and weigh-ins over the next couple of days. But yeah, when this conversation's finished, I'll go back downstairs and get on the slot machines once again. All right, so hurry up, get on with the conversation.
How good is it back that boxing's back in Vegas? For me, look, Madison Square Garden, yeah, but there's no doubt Vegas is a top venue, isn't it?
Well, this is it. This is where the history is. It's the fight capital of the world. There's no doubt about it. I know that you just mentioned Madison Square Garden. That's one of my favourites up in New York. And I know of recent times, everything's been out in Saudi Arabia. We've been at Riyadh. We've been at Jeddah. And don't get me wrong, we've been blessed in the UK, haven't we, with some fantastic stadium fights. And we love all of it. And especially when it's on a UK time-friendly zone. But there's something special about Vegas. You know, when the big fights are on, you expect them to be where the bright lights are, and there's none more brighter than Las Vegas this weekend. And it's a bit of a historic moment as well this weekend because they're doing it in the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play the NFL games.
All right.
They've not done one there previously. I think the WWE have been there, but boxing's not been there, so they're breaking a bit of new ground in Vegas on Saturday night, so I'm looking forward to that.
Cats, I'm looking at this fight and I'm thinking I'm favouring Canelo. 2 years younger than Crawford, who's 37, Canelo 35, but their careers, wow. I mean, Terence Crawford, two-weight, undisputed champion, unbeaten in 41 professional fights, world titles in 4 weight classes. They look at Canelo, only lost to the great Floyd Mayweather, and then he went up, didn't he, to higher weight categories against Dimitri Bivol. Never been on the canvas. I mean, talk to me about this, Cats. I mean, how exciting is this fight?
Well, you're talking about resumes and legacy there, right? Canelo started professional boxing when he was 15. He was fighting grown men at 15 years of age. And this at the weekend is his 68th professional fight. Nobody has records like that. That's a throwback type of fighter. And as you said, there's only 2 losses on there, one to Floyd and one to Dimitri Bivol. He's won across multiple weight divisions. He's the only ever undisputed champion at super middleweight. And if you look at who he's fought, the who's who is there. He's had some big hitters against him, the likes of the Kovalevs in the weight division above, Triple G on 3 occasions. And
Triple G last time, did he not beat him?
The last time, the third fight, I thought was convincingly Canelo victory, but the first time, that's the controversial one.
I know there was one where they thought...
The first one is absolutely... Yeah, Adam, you got a favourable decision.
What about then? Look, is this going to go the distance in your view, or is it? I watched Crawford yesterday. God, he's a lump, isn't he? He's a big guy. He can smack.
Well, as Gabby's just pointed out there, right? These lads have had 750 professional rounds between them, and nobody's even put them on the canvas. So I think it's quite a difficult thing to try and visualise either one of them getting stopped at the weekend. I think we're going to get 12 rounds of fantastic action.
It feels like to me, though, when you see Canelo, and I had to check his age yesterday, and he was coming on, Cats. I'm thinking he's going to be like in his 40s. I mean, he's been around forever, just non-stop fighting. He'll fight anyone. He'll fight twice a year, 3 times a year, won't he? He'll always keep busy.
Yeah, but he's the younger man in this fight. Crawford's the older guy. He's 37 years of age. Canelo's slightly younger. There is miles on the clock, don't get me wrong, and he has slowed down over the last couple of years. He's only fighting twice a year now. I say only. It's still, a lot of activity there when you compare it to other fighters. But listen, he's an all-time great. As Ben Davison has told you, he's on the top 10 pound-for-pound list right now. He was the pound-for-pound number 1 at one stage in his career, and he's fighting a guy that's in bang-on form. 41 unbeaten fights for Terence Crawford, and he's in the top 3 pound-for-pound best. And if he wins at the weekend, lads, he creates history. He becomes the first 4-belt era undisputed champion in 3 weight classes. That just doesn't happen. The last time that happened, you've got to go back to 1937. So there's a bit of history on his side if he manages to achieve this.
But what a shock when I read earlier as well that Canelo's never been dropped, never hit the canvas, even though he's went up weight categories, and Dimitri Bivol,
neither of them have.
Incredible.
Neither of them have. I mean, Kovalev was probably the bigger hitter compared to Bivol in that light heavyweight division, and he couldn't put him down. I mean, Gennady Golovkin hits very, very hard, and he caught Canelo a couple of times on the whiskers. He didn't put him down. Same you could say for Terence Crawford. He's fought the likes of the Errol Spencers of this world who hit very hard, and neither of these lads have hit the canvas. That's why I'm thinking it's going to be difficult for me to visualise some type of finish on Saturday night. I'm favouring 12 rounds. I'm favouring it going the full hit.
Adam, what do you make of the one up-and-coming fight and one maybe? What Fabio Wardley against Joseph Parker. Parker would be favourite, but Wardley can hit. Looks when he's down and out, he suddenly finds a big punch. And then, of course, there's all the chat about AJ calling out Tyson. How do you see this? First of all, Wardley-Parker. Parker to win?
Yeah, I think Josie Parker's a favourite, but I think it's a great fight. I know that a few people have had a few comments on social media about it, but if you think about it, Alexander Usyk's mopped up the division. He's well within his rights to now take a little bit of a break. And if he wants a break, that's fine. Personally, I think the sanctioning body should pull the finger out the backside and say, give us that WBO belt back. Let's give Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley the opportunity to be fighting for a world title. I think it's the right fight to make. Two lads with interim title belts, put them in together and let's see what the crack is. And if they're successful, the winner of that goes on to fight Alexander Usyk hopefully at some point at the start of next year. Regarding the other fight, well, I'm sick of talking about it, boys. I'm sure you are as well. It's been going on for, 5, 6, 7 years. I doubt that it'll ever happen. I think every single fan listening to us chat about it this morning would love to see Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, but I'll believe it when the first bell rings.
Enjoy, pal. Enjoy Vegas.
Thank you,
It's going to be great. Thank you.
Be careful. Behave.
Behave, really.
Yeah, but don't worry. I've got it all on red for you, Gabby. All on red, son. I'm going down there now.
You know me too well.
Oh, hello. He likes a little spin, does he? Good. Right, a reminder, this Saturday, Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, cracker, will battle out to become the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. Keep right across Canelo Crawford this week on talkSPORT and the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel. Right, still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
So, big game. One of the big games would be Arsenal against Forest, and Ange is taking his first training session as Forest manager and speaks to the media today. He's officially unveiled. talkSPORT will be there for you. Yesterday told the fans this via the official club channel.
It's a fantastic football club with great history, and even in recent times has gone really well. So you kind of bear that responsibility. But excited, looking forward to it. Really happy to be here.
Yeah, all change at Spurs. Daniel's gone, Ange is gone. Spurs fans, you expect to dig at your club during the presser today. 03717 223344. Will he be a success at Forest? Plus, Gabby will reveal which England star he fears may never get back in the squad. That was a look ahead with our good friends at Travis Perkins, coming up to 6:45.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Okay, 12 minutes, just gone 12 minutes to 7 o'clock. Gabby with me. Right, what do we know this Thursday morning? I tell you what, Gab, England suffered a 14-run defeat by South Africa. I was going to watch it, but it was rain delayed, wasn't it? In a farcical rain-affected opening T20 at Cardiff, England were given 5 overs to chase a revised target of 69. You know, it's a shame when the weather comes down, but we knew it was going to be.
It always does, doesn't it?
Tricky. Ahead of this week's BMW Championship down at beautiful Wentworth Golf Club. I don't know if you've been down there, Gab. It's stunning. England's Tyrrell Hatton had admitted to waking up in his own vomit. Oh dear. After heavily celebrating the news that he'd be part of Team Europe in the Ryder Cup, thought he'd missed out. But the way some results went in America with the European sides and made he was in, so he went out on the lash with John Ram. Woke up face down on the bed and wasn't well. The back page of the Sun this morning, stars and swipes. Tuchel says he has no problem leaving out big names. So who's going to start in midfield alongside Rice? Will it be Elliot Anderson? Here's what talkSPORT's Danny Murphy thinks.
Everyone's fit and playing reasonably well. There's 5 or 6 you'd nail down. The spine that I said, and probably Saka. The rest is still up for grabs to a degree. I think if Reece James is fully fit and playing minutes for Chelsea, he'll start for England. The best all-round right-back we've got.
Where are the opportunities for those on the outside looking in?
Midfield, next door to Rice, who's going to play there. Elliot Anderson's done a brilliant job at trying to grasp that the last 2 games, but he's got a full season ahead of him to keep playing well. But he's got a chance.
Big chance, I think. Danny Murphy there would know all about top midfield players, that's for sure. Right, what about yesterday? Great conversation yesterday, all over the media. The horse racing world went on strike for the first time ever. Voluntary cancelling all meetings and protests at government tax proposals, which would be catastrophic for the sport. The proposed 5% tax increase, this is added on to already the tax they pay, according to the BHA, would equate to £66 million in the first year, which is a third of the total annual prize money, and would throw racing's future, well, a lot of the tracks into jeopardy, costing millions and thousands of job losses. Yesterday, jockeys Holly Doyle, Tom Marquand and Ocean Murphy took part in a protest at Westminster by the British horse racing industry against the government's proposal tax rise on betting on the sport. Delighted to say, to get more on this, we're now joined by leading horse racing trainer Charlie Fellows joins us. Charlie, a very good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
Alan, Gabby, all right?
Yeah,
right, mate.
Charlie, thank you for joining us, because this is very, very important. We had a long chat yesterday, and the way I sum it up is the government don't understand what they're doing here. This is totally different to slot machines, casinos. This is an industry where people are involved from all different levels. This is the second highest viewing sport in the United Kingdom. It is massive to the towns of Newmarket, of whatever, whether it be Wetherby or down in Lambourne, whatever, Cheltenham. It's just, there's so much involved here in terms of employment and local businesses that this is totally different to one-arm bandits and stuff like online casinos. It's ridiculous, Charlie.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head pretty well there. That there is, our argument is that, as you said, there is a huge difference between betting on horse racing, which is an incredibly skilled, for those that do it professionally, a very skilled profession, versus betting on online casino games where you can just click and lose hundreds of pounds in seconds.
Yeah.
And as you said, horse racing, it's part of British fabric. It's a huge part of the countryside. It employs thousands of people. It provides the Treasury with a huge amount of money on an annual basis. And, we're already under pressure. We have the best, we are still the leading industry in the world, but that will not continue if we get hammered. And affordability checks have really harmed us and hit us badly. On what was already a declining sort of prize money pool.
Yeah.
And if that carries on, horses are going to continue to move abroad. The best mares, the best of everything, the trainers, they're all going to go. And I think that would be incredibly sad, because we have a huge amount to be proud of in this country for what we've done in our horse racing industry.
Well, Charlie, it's history as well. You go back to Old Rowley, the Kings, his hack racing on Newmarket Heath. You go back to steeplechasing, where the local landowners or farmers would race each other over hedges to the following steeple in the following village. You know, and then you mentioned the foreign horses. You know, down at Newsells, which you know very well, you've got the Chanel family have yearlings down there. You know, there's so much money and industry. People have got to look after these, and the stable lads, they've got to be looked after. It's not an easy job what they do, Charlie, to get good ones, getting up early. You know, they ride out, they muck out, then they come back for, you know, in the afternoon to feed the horses, put them to bed. This is not slot machines. This is a way of life. This is a part of our culture.
Alan, I don't know why you've brought me on, because you've just summed it up so beautifully. There's nothing really much for me to add there. You are absolutely right. It's a wonderful industry that employs loads of people. It's the people's livelihoods. They absolutely adore these horses. It's a real, and we don't do this for the money. It's if you want to get rich, don't come into horse racing. But if you want to fall in love with a sport that really hits the soul and sort of gets the adrenaline running like nothing I've ever experienced, then this is for you. And it's under risk at the moment. It really is under risk, and I think it would be a tragedy if this tax came in. It would potentially be crippling.
Have we got? Is there people in government that are pro racing, or is it all down to Rachel and her pals, Rachel Reeves? Do you think they'll see the light here, Charlie?
Look, I think there are plenty of people that are pro racing. At the end of the day, the Prime Minister himself was at Doncaster this time last year for the St Ledger meeting, and it's well documented that that his wife is a huge supporter of racing. So there are supporters, but the Treasury are under a serious amount of pressure at the moment to find money, to fill a gap that's very difficult to fill. And at the moment, they're looking in a place where we believe they shouldn't be looking, because the damage it will cause will be far greater than the money they raise. Yeah.
Charlie, I appreciate your time. I know it's a busy time. Enjoy Doncaster. Thank you very much, Charlie. Charlie Fellows there. Top Newmarket trainer. Oh, Gab, listen.
Wow.
Do you know what? People love to go for a pint and a quick bet, put a line on for the weekend without doing any damage, right? Okay. Don't get me wrong, gaming and gambling can be a big problem, right? Yes. I'm not daft. I understand that. But it's part of people, a lot of people's lives. They let a little, especially if they're retired, they sit at home, watch the racing, ITV7, etc., etc. And they love going to racing. And it's now attendances are up. So we're now going to try and half kill it.
I remember I remember being at Villa, I think it was 2013, and going for the first time to Cheltenham and to Ascot. We had the best day ever. Yeah. Not really into racing at that time, and we were like, this is fun, isn't it? Betting sensibly, having a little bit on each race.
I could take you down there early in the morning. In fact, Tuesday, I nearly left home at 4:45 to see a filly work. Mm-hmm. She was pulling out of the yard at 5:30. And in the end, I thought, I've got this on, I've got that on. I thought, I better not. But I was desperate to get down there. And it's amazing to see the kids up early, getting the horses ready to go and do a piece of work. You get out in that fresh air, you watch them work. Then they go back in, then they got to hose them down and then get second lot out, third lot out in the big yards. It's fascinating how many
times have we woken up doing a show at Cheltenham and you're looking out on that balcony at Cheltenham and you're like, wow.
Jonjo's,
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's terrible. Hopefully they don't go forward with it.
Well, listen, I understand the other side of it. The government have to find money from somewhere, but without getting political, I don't want to go into Dover and this and that. Dear, oh dear, the money we are blowing and spending and chucking away is just an absolute disgrace. So they shouldn't affect industries that it keeps so many people in jobs and employment and something they love doing. You can't do that. No,
that's the problem with some of these rules that are coming in now, is that it affects everyone. It affects jobs. It affects people that have worked in the industry for 30, 40 years, and now they're like, whoa, thanks. What am I going to do for my future? This is all I know. So there's repercussions, definitely.
Okay, let's hope an understanding can happen and we get on with life. It's just doom and gloom. Coming up, we hear more from Ange Postecoglou, as he's spoken for the first time since becoming Forest boss. Are Forest fans happier now with the prospect of him being boss? We'll find out next here on talkSPORT.
It's just who we are, mate.
Life after football. For a lot of players, it means going into punditry. Some turn to coaching or working in the game in other ways. But what about the rest? Some former footballers turn their sights away from the game, and there are a few big surprises. First up, from rainbow flicks to pancake flips. Ex-Chelsea and Southampton defender Ken Monku switched up his footballing career to buy a Dutch pancake house. He bought out the shop, which had been his favourite pancake spot as a child, and before long he was mixing the batter and getting behind the stove. Next, Everton legend Thomas Gravesen swapped out the high stakes of the Premier League for those of the poker room. He made over 150 appearances for the Toffees and won the Scottish Premier League with Celtic. Turned out the Danish international was pretty darn good at poker. He racked up a reported £100 million from his Las Vegas adventures. Remember former Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech? Turns out football nets weren't the only goals he was pretty handy in front of. After retirement, he became a goaltender in ice hockey. Same skills, very different surface. And he even won a Division 2 title with Guildford Phoenix. For ex-Liverpool centre-back Daniel Agger, it wasn't just fancy footwork that was in his blood. He was also pretty good with his hands. The Denmark international turned to tattoo artistry after he hung up his boots. He'd qualified as a skin artist while at Anfield, and he then became the co-owner of his own tattoo company as well. It's not all glamour for ex-pros, though. 1966 World Cup winner Ray Wilson set up a very different kind of business. He became an undertaker after he retired. Finally, not many people can say they've won both a World Cup and starred in an Oscar-winning film. In fact, there's only one person in the entire world who can say that. Frank Leboeuf, the former Chelsea defender, was part of the 1998 France squad who won the World Cup. He ended up marking Brazil's Ronaldo in the final and helped his side to a 3-0 win. But Leboeuf had already begun acting on the side while he was playing football, and his biggest role came some years after his retirement when he landed the part of a doctor in the Stephen Hawking biopic The Theory of Everything.
I embrace the career of acting, so I want to learn more. So seeing lots of movies is a part of my job.
To be honest, with all the dramatic diving in the game these days, there's probably tons of ex-pros who've got the acting skills to make it in Hollywood.
Good morning. The Sports Bar hosts Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy will join us at 8 a.m. this morning. Two men heading on a romantic getaway to Glasgow today, and they're already bickering about coming on the show.
Ain't going on, mate. No one spoke to me.
Well, we are going on.
Well, we're not.
All right, well,
I'm
going on.
To
and
do
you're
what?
going to be sat next to me. They want to talk to us.
About what?
I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, you can get stuff, Cundy.
I know.
I don't want you on. Get lost.
The audacity, Al.
Go back to your red nose and your clown outfit. But get lost.
Only 100 games between them, Al.
Yeah, I know. 3 goals between them. Hey, 3 goals between them.
The audacity.
Couple of clowns.
Yes.
Honestly. Sports Bar,
Morons.
Jamie and Jason, well, it's up to them. They can join us at 8 or we can get You know, I don't know, we can get a star from Coronation Street, 1979. They'd probably be better value. We'll also welcome a member of the Premier League 100 Club to the show. He scored 20 goals to 3 lines. That's 20 more than Jason or or the Chunk.
Was that 100 caps more than them?
The Chunk can hit a ball, by the way. Golf ball. I was watching the other day. He can hit it. As a whopping 162 Premier League goals, that's 89 more than Gab. Jermaine Defoe will be with us. Looking forward to that. Just before all that, Big Ange is back in the Premier League just a couple of months after being sacked at Spurs. He's replaced Nuno at Forest, and his first game in charge is live on talkSPORT on Saturday lunchtime. It's away to the Arsenal. Tricky start. Ooh. Now, here he is speaking to Forest TV for the first time. Here's Ange.
I'm a student of the game, and I'm well aware of the history of this football club. As I said, you understand there's a responsibility there, and you bear that responsibility. I'm honoured, I'm humbled, but more importantly, really determined to make sure that this football club takes its rightful place. I've kind of worked myself into this position over the last 28 years because you know, I never put any limits on kind of what I wanted to achieve, and everywhere I've been, I've been fortunate to have success, which has allowed me to take the next step. And you know what Nottingham Forest have achieved in recent times, it's actually an outstanding feat to be where they are right now. Because when you look at recent times, clubs that have been promoted, it's been a real struggle just to stay in the league. But in a very short space of time, they're back in Europe, competing for honours, and that's a credit to everyone involved, all the players, the managers, the owner, the management of the club, and I get a sense that they want more.
By the way, as soon as you mentioned Forest, I think back to when we played them Ipswich. They had a great side.
Let me guess, you were a better side
than Forest.
Well, you said you're better than Villa.
They won 2 Champions Leagues, didn't they? But in terms of league position, I think we finished above them most of the time.
Oh, so you're better than every team. It sounds like that Ipswich team, weren't you?
Gabby, your Villa won the. 1982. You were champions of Europe.
We was, mate. Yeah.
The year before, we beat you 3 times. We won the UEFA Cup. You went on to win the Champions League.
The big one.
Which was great. The big one. But we beat you 3 times. End of story.
And you were better than Nottingham Forest side. 1982.
I would suggest. Listen, I don't have the tables in front of me, but I would. We finished second to Villa. We finished second to Liverpool, and that was above Forest. So, but we had great games against them. You talk about Trevor Francis, Gary Burtles, Woodcock,
John Robertson,
Robbo on the left-hand side, brilliant. You had Robbo. Who else? You had John McGovern, Boyer. You had Martin O'Neill in there. Frankie Gray, Shilton and goal. By the way,
how good was Martin?
Martin was very good.
What sort of player would you say he's like now?
Busy player, but it was always, he was always on the move. And I remember he scored a cracking goal for Norwich against Ipswich at Portman Road. Cracking goal.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, no, Martin was top class. Don't worry about that.
Robbo, different level though.
Oh, everyone loves Robbo. Everyone loves
Tricky, left-footed.
He'd get half a yard and whip a ball in. As a centre forward, you knew when the ball was coming in.
I love Robbo.
What
honestly.
A character.
He used to, he was a coach, wasn't he, under Martin O'Neill at Villa?
Yeah.
And him and Steve Walford used to join in on the Fridays to do Old v Young. And they both obviously couldn't move, but they both had a left foot on him. Did Wally play?
Yeah, West Ham.
Did he play? Okay.
Yeah, I played against them. I've missed some out here, by the way. Kenny Burns by the back, Big Laddie Lloyd, Dave Needham. Who else? There was loads. Forest had a proper
side.
Yeah, and Cloughy, of course, was ledge. Simple as that. Right, what about then? So we've heard from Ange. We're going to hear from Matt Scott. Max is a big talkSPORT man, of course, and a big Forest. Is Max there? Let's say a very good morning. He's up at the City Ground. Max, morning.
Good morning, Max.
Morning, fellas. How are we?
Max, who have I missed out of that great, some of them great
he's not going to know. He's about 19.
He will do. He knows his history.
I'm 32. I'll have you know, Gab. about 15 years younger than you. But no, look, I think you've listened a lot there. I'm thinking Viv Anderson, you didn't mention.
Viv, of course. Sorry, Viv, of course. On the right-hand side, Viv, brilliant.
He's around at the City Ground a lot. Lovely bloke. Great to see him. And but yeah, I mean, all these players just living in my memory. But obviously now we're in a time where hopefully there's a new squad of players, a new set of players that can create more memories in Europe, because that's what the club's about.
Yeah. So what is the whisper now amongst your pals, Forest fans, Ange taking over? I bet it was a bit of a shock that, to lose your manager, and then suddenly Ange was in, and it didn't take long, did it? So the deal was done quickly.
Yeah, no, I think there was sadness out, but I don't think it was much of a shock, because it's clear that the relationship between Nuno and Marinakis had broken down, and we saw that in those public comments. And so, whilst I definitely think that you'll find very few Forest fans that wanted Nuno to no longer be the manager, I think there's a sense, Al, that actually, he made his bed and he's lying in it now. There's a huge amount of respect for the job that Nuno's done, the quality of his work, but ultimately, those conversations that he made public, those issues that he aired in more than one public appearance, press conferences, I think it really broke the trust, and it's difficult to come back from that. So I think it is devastating. I'm good to see Nuno leave. Look at what he's done. Nobody would have said that he'd have brought us European football to the club for the first time since the 90s. But here we are, and it's Ange Postecoglou, and time will tell how that turns out.
Yeah.
Max, I wanted your thoughts, and maybe the thoughts of Forest fans, if you could throw in us as well, because Ange Postecoglou, yes, won the Europa League, but if you look at his win percentage of 40.78% in the Premier League, lost 34 out of 76 games, I mean, the pressure's going to be on if he doesn't start getting results early on, because these Forest fans finishing top 7 last season, top 4 for the majority of the season, are going to want similar sort of results, aren't they?
You're absolutely right. And you look at, I think this is why it's quite shocking. Nuno's system, which was incredibly organised defensively, is ultimately what's got Forest playing European football. And the shift from that to full throttle attack, kamikaze football of Ange Postecoglou is massive. And yes, Ange Postecoglou wins things. He's got a track record of winning trophies, and despite all of the criticism and stick that he got in the media, from fans, from the public, he went and won that Europa League trophy. And that's obviously the reason behind the decision behind Ange Postecoglou. I think the club see him as a development of Forest style of play. Marinakis obviously wants to deliver a trophy to Nottingham Forest and to the city, to the fans. But he lost 22 of his 38 league games last season. That domestic form is a massive concern, because Forest are playing Thursday, Sunday. They've not had to do that for 30 years. And so I think there are reservations from fans about what that's going to look like in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I'm heading up to Nottingham today to the press conference. And one thing that I want to ask Ange is, how much have you changed? Is this going to be a carbon copy of Spurs, or is there going to be a shift?
Do I need to change, Max? His question back?
Well, I think if you look at his domestic form, yes, it does need to change, because in the Premier League, he got 38 points last season.
But I won a trophy, Max. But I won a Europa League, Max.
And you want it, but you want it both ways. Fans want it both ways.
I agree, mate.
It'd be interesting to hear the press conference. And Max, just quickly, Nuno to bounce back somewhere else in the Premier?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's an absolute top-class manager. I don't want to write people out of their jobs already, but you look at, the issues at West Ham, potentially further down the line. Leeds have spent a lot of money. If they lose a lot of points, I think he'd be a great appointment. I think he'd be a great appointment for anyone. Yeah. Man United, Gabby, what do you reckon about that? Get him in. Get him in, United. He'd do a great job.
Get him in, mate. Get him in. Keep him up. Everyone's happy, Max.
Yeah, Max, enjoy the press conference. Thank you. We'll talk tomorrow. Coming up next, we're going to bring you more on this story. GB Silver Medal winner joins the Enhanced Games. And you're saying, what's the Enhanced Games? You'll find out. Gabby tells us next how much better his career would have been if he'd have taken steroids. That's a bit harsh. 7:15. Okay, 7:19, talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby. A story in The Sun this morning. Football fans can be denied a job. Well, hear this, if they support a rival team to a colleague a judge has ruled. Bosses are allowed to base their recruitment choices on whether a new starter might damage office harmony. Hold on a minute. And with the news, I'm delighted to announce that Ali McCoy has worked his last show on talkSPORT. Hold on, let me get this right here. I've not read this.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
A story in The Sun this morning. Football fans can be denied a job if they support a rival team to a colleague a judge has ruled. Well, this is bonkers. This must be a wind-up.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
What about in Glasgow or Edinburgh, Celtic Rangers?
So what if someone's got a job as a Rangers fan, you're Celtic, you won't get it.
Sorry, you're Protestant, you support Rangers, you're not getting a job here. Or you're Catholic, support Celtic, you're not going. That is just
stupid.
That's stupid.
Is it?
That's a wind-up,
It
surely.
can't be real now.
It's got to be a wind-up. Would you sack Troy Deeney, Ian Danter? Would you for being blue?
Dancer would.
Would you?
Straight away, mate, if I could. I'd love to.
I'm not having that. Right, let's get Katie in. That's got to be.
Come on, Katie.
It's not April the 4th, no. Katie's back in the studio for a bit of this.
Now the drugs don't work, they just make you worse. But I know I'll see your face again.
Who's that again? Gab the Querv?
No idea, right? No idea. Who is it?
It's the Verve. It's Richard Ashcroft.
Again?
Is
it again?
You're having me on.
Katie, what have we got?
Right, so this is about the story we were talking about earlier in the Times, all about the Enhanced Games. So the Enhanced Games are a controversial competition starting in May next year where athletes compete using banned performance-enhancing drugs. And Olympic silver medalist is on the back page of the Times. Ben Proud, as he's become the first British athlete to join, but he insists what he's doing is not undermining clean sport. We were talking about it earlier. But I think what we need to make really clear is he's saying he's lost trust in the system, which I'll get to very shortly, but money is a motive here. So any athlete who breaks a world record in their flagship sprint events, and Ben Proud is a 50-metre freestyle sprinter, they can win $1 million. Sets him up for life. He's obviously now retired because he's cut ties with Aquatics GB and will no longer be funded by UK sport. So by taking part in this competition, they are basically banned from international competition.
So much is the dollar to the pound at the moment, Gab?
No idea. I have no idea, Alan. That's not part of my.
But it's a lot of money.
113 it is, so it's under £1 million. But
I understand, like you says there, he's coming to the end of his career. Why not? He might as well earn that money. No one's gonna look at you differently. It's obviously if athletes are younger and they want to go into it and they're sacrificing their career. Do you know what I mean? Sacrificing the Olympics, World Championships in the future to go and make some quick money.
However, there has been the loads of angry reaction to this. Aquatics GB is immensely disappointed. They're saying in Ben Proud's announcement, they're saying Aquatics GB, along with our partners, stand firmly behind the values and principles of clean sport and condemns Ben's decision in stronger terms. Also hear from the World Anti-Doping Agency saying it's dangerous and an irresponsible project.
Well, I find it remarkable. But by the way, just check that because I think I'm getting mixed up with Euro. The Euro's around 114, 115. The pound dollar might be around
1 to 2, isn't it?
No, it's not
1 to 2.
No, it's around 130, I think. Just check that for me, will you, Ed? Stop looking at it.
It's really important that we find out what
it's
the dollar
around
is.
132, something like that. Anyway, I think this is a dangerous precedent set. I do.
Well, it certainly is. But I think where Ben's coming from, like Gabs, you were saying there, he's lost trust in the system and he's doing it for money reasons.
Look after yourself.
But also, in terms of the system, just for a bit of context here, he says that it bothers him that at the Paris Olympic Games, I was actually in the La Défense Arena for talkSPORT watching him go on and then win the silver medal. But he was so close, I think it was 0.02 of a second to winning that gold. And the whole of the Paris Olympic swimming situation was overshadowed by a Chinese swimming scandal that ruined an awful lot of confidence in the system. Reports say that 23 Chinese swimmers were allowed to compete after all testing positive for a banned drug in 2021.
How's that happen then?
Well, I've got to just say here...
Because it was a few years ago.
Well, an independent report found that WADA didn't show bias in its handling of the case, and Chinese athletes were drug tested up to twice as much as other athletes in the run-up to the Paris Games. But do you remember Adam Peaty coming out and speaking about this, questioning China's relay victory? I remember on the night, people were quite angry about this. He says, there's no point winning if you're not winning fair.
Yeah, do you think about cycling? The problems we've had in cycling, since Lance Armstrong, right? Since, still problems cycling. Drugs is, it's out there. There's no doubt. And I'll say it again, if there's big money behind it, the Chinese probably have spent fortunes spending finances that the drug catchers can't catch up with them yet because they're not spending enough money to catch them. So
would you take any drugs if it could help you run?
Well,
now?
The answer is no. But if you
could run now, would you take?
Alan can run.
I do take pills now. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, would you take drugs that would enhance your chances of running?
No. But the only problem is, what if you are pretty sure your competitors were?
Well, that's the thing. With this enhanced games, at least they know they're all taking substances. It's all under medical supervision as well. Let's just hear from Aaron D'Souza, founder of the enhanced games. He was actually speaking to White and John 2 years ago when the event launched.
This is actually cleaner than the Olympics because athletes are doing things openly and under scientific and clinical supervision. It's not done underground, right? It's not cheating when everyone knows what is happening. What the Olympics is today is not a level playing field. Some athletes, people like Lance Armstrong with their own labs and doctors and compounding pharmacies, can get a higher advantage. And it's all done underground and it's deeply unsafe. It is so paternalistic to believe that anyone can override the liberty and sovereignty of an individual. An individual is always best placed to make risk assessments for themselves as long as there's free and informed consent. Under our regime, education about enhancements is much easier. It's much easier to be openly discuss the clinical and scientific challenges and benefits of enhancements because it's open. It's not stigmatized. It's not underground.
Do you remember, this is going back now, Salt Lake City Olympics, Winter Olympics, Alan Baxter, Scotland, slalom, won the bronze medal. And got done in the drug test because he had a Vicks Sinex. He had a congestion problem.
Oh, yeah.
And he took it. He went out to the local pharmacist in America, and their Vicks stick is just slightly different to our Vicks stick. There's something in there which is prohibited on our list. You're allowed to take a Vicks stick here, but this was slightly different. It cost them the bronze medal.
Wow.
Yeah. Brutal, isn't it? I mean, it's funny, isn't it, when it comes to like stories regarding this and like whether people agree with it. It's very controversial. There's been lots of angry reaction, but then you also have to think back to Sochi, the Olympics with Russia, and that whole state-sponsored doping scandal, and you just feel as though how dangerous is this enhanced games in terms of, undermining clean sport going forwards.
Yeah, well, Ben probably knows a lot more about it than us. He will know who's probably been taken and got away with it. So I think he suddenly thought, look, I've got my silver medal.
Yeah.
I'm now going to make some money.
It'd be interesting to see as well, sprinters. That's something that I love and I've always loved watching at the Olympics. 100 metres, 200 metres, 400 metres. It'd be interesting to see how much quicker they can get with enhanced drugs. What's the difference? Can they get an extra second on 100 metres, 200 metres?
Of course they can, especially stamina events as well. There's no doubt about it. It does help you. But, what is allowed and what isn't, and have we got enough money to stop the drug cheats?
Is this whole thing, the enhanced games, like setting a really dangerous precedent going forward?
You want everyone to be clean, and now you're going to be like, you can take anything you want, but you just got to be in this enhanced game competition, but you can get £1 million if you break the...
What about the bodybuilders as well? What about them? You hear of them dying, don't you? Steroids and stuff, taking too much stuff.
Well, Ben Proud says that this enhanced games is done under very strict supervision from doctors and healthcare professionals, and I will never take anything that I'm unsure of, and they are not allowing anyone to participate if they're under health risk. So it's very, it's going to be under strict supervision, and it's going to be quite interesting. But he wants to be the fastest man on the planet. I've met Ben. He's very inspirational. He's very bright. He clearly knows what he's doing.
Does it matter if he is, because you're taking enhanced drugs, so it doesn't matter? It don't.
That's what the argument's going to be, isn't it? You're taking these drugs.
You're the fastest in the world, but it doesn't matter, mate.
It's got an asterisk.
It makes about 850 grand's worth it.
But then he's setting up, his family.
Pounds sterling.
You sure?
Have you worked that out?
Yeah, 135. 135 the dollar the pound. There you go. Katie, thank you. Enough of this. No, used to be.
Good old days, that was.
Yeah, that was back. I tell you when that was. That was back
2008, 2009.
78, 79. It was 2-1.
And in 2008, 2009.
Maybe, yeah.
I should change my dollars.
Alan Brazil, our financial expert.
I just come up yesterday on. I was watching telly. I went, crikey, that's not a lot, is it? 135.
The euro is just similar.
Euro's 115.
Yeah.
Rubbish. 115. Right. If you want to have your say on this, 03717 223344 is the number to call. What about cashing all your euros in, Gabby?
Got the left.
Would you watch a sporting event where the athletes are taking performance-enhancing drugs? Does that make any difference to you? Does it undermine other athletes who are clean, who won't touch this with a barge pole? We want to hear from you. The number again, 03717 223344. Thanks, Katie.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules behind it? Back when association football started, pitches could be 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge just to adjust. Today, Forest Pitch at the City Ground is a big one, 2 metres wider than others. But the smallest of all? Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 metres wide. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too, such as Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, where the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. So UEFA have their standards, so do the FA, but they give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long, between 45 and 90 metres wide. Just imagine a pitch that's 120 metres long and 45 wide. Madness. So there you have it. There is a standard size and most teams do generally follow it. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Oh, just hearing that assassination, Gab. I tell you, I watched the other day, over the weekend, I watched The Jackal again. It's brilliant if you haven't seen it.
It's about?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's about a professional hitman. And, you know, when I watched that, I thought, crikey, and then I hear that, what's happening
Yeah, horrible.
in Utah. Oh, dear.
I heard it when I got off the plane last night. Looked at my phone on social media. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Horrible. Right, talkSPORT Breakfast with me. Aston Villa's top scorer, Gabby Agbonlahor, and Arnold Clark gets £750. What are you laughing at? £750. What was your best target? What was your best season?
Why are you making things up, though? Because you know I'm not the top goal scorer.
I'm just reading what's down.
No, you're not.
Oh, sorry. He's just gone ahead of you, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice to play in an era where, you know, defenders...
Ollie's just gone ahead of you. Well, Ollie's written that as well. So yeah. Two Ollies have got you. Right, let's head straight to the phone lines. 03717 223344 is the number to call. Matthew is a bodybuilder. This is interesting. And he's phoned in. So what does he make of the enhanced games? A very good morning, Matthew.
Good morning, Matthew.
Morning, guys. Hope you're well.
Very well, very well.
Good to hear. Yeah, so basically, I competed actually on stage. I went on stage in 2022, and I actually I won a transformation competition, but I was totally natural on stage, and let's just say there's a lot of guys there you could tell that weren't, you know, quite as natural as I was.
Yeah.
And good job, you know, the category I was in, they weren't looking at sort of how much muscle you had, because if that was the case, then I wouldn't have stood a chance. The gym I train at is quite notorious for these sort of bodybuilding, you know, enhanced stuff, because in the bodybuilding industry, they sort of promote it. You know, they want you to get as big as possible.
Yeah.
Literally the size, you know, ridiculous size. But I mean, don't get it twisted. These guys, they work extra hard. I mean, steroids don't just do the job; they have to work extremely hard. But what I'm saying is,
helps though, doesn't it?
It's an unfair advantage if you don't want to get involved in that sort of stuff, and they mix the categories, and it makes it a bit unfair. So, I mean, if it's the games where everyone's on the same thing, a bit like bodybuilding, there's competitions where everybody's on, you know, steroids or enhanced drugs, then you sort of know where you are, and you sort of know what you're signing up for.
So, Matthew, no, I absolutely no. So our swimmer, silver medal in the Worlds, he's decided to do it. He clearly feels he's probably been robbed of medals over the past few years, and he now wants a level playing field, so he's going to take what you're allowed to take. $1 million at stake. Look, he's at the age of his career, the stage of his career, and the age he is. He probably thinks, okay, within reason, as long as it's safe, I'll have a go at this. Maybe I don't blame him. But for youngsters coming through swimming, is this a bad example set to them, or have we just got to make it clear why this is happening?
I just got to think you've got to be careful, because not being funny, like, it's going to affect you if you're young and you're coming into the sport. I see it now with youngsters. They jump on all this stuff. not knowing the consequences when they want to have families and kids and stuff down the road later, and it's totally affected all your body's production system and stuff, and shut down all your natural production and everything else gets shut down from it.
Yeah.
It's just they need to be really careful. I think it's a little bit of a slippery slope once you get started.
Okay.
Obviously, you've got to look after your heart as well and stuff like that.
Well, absolutely. Matthew, I get your drift. Thank you very much. Yeah, you do have to be careful.
It affects your moods as well. Everything.
Does it? I don't know. Well, you come in a bit visible now and again, so you're not on, are you? Right, Matthew, thank you. It's another international break done and dusted, and one man who certainly has done his World Cup harms, his hopes no harm, is Arsenal winger Noni Madueke, who in the absence of Saka and Palmer, of course, massively impressed against Serbia, grabbing his first international goal. Having notched up 5 goal contributions in his first 9 England games, talkSPORT Simon Jordan, however, has claimed that Madueke still has a lot to learn.
I just think he's a bit one-dimensional. I watched him in the Arsenal in the game against Liverpool, and all I thought he did was just do one thing, which was just run the channel, and didn't do anything different, didn't give the fullback anything else to think about, never put the ball in early, never did anything slightly different. But he is effective, and I know that there's the Elanga and the Callum Hudson-Odoi sort of mould that does a very similar thing to him. Yeah, at the moment he's the most effective of that bunch, isn't he?
That's harsh.
Yeah,
That's harsh. Come on.
I like the way the other guy I like is what's his name? The Brighton winger,
Matoma,
and
Minter.
I really like Matoma.
Yeah,
I think he is so positive inside and outside, and that's Madueke. I thought was really good.
I think he's really positive, and I don't know if that was Danny Murphy.
He tries to get down the outside and then cut inside the fullback, looking for penalties to get to the byline.
But I don't know if that was Danny Murphy in the background that said pace. No, he's not just got pace. He's got skill. Use both feet, cut inside. He can play off the left hand side, off the right hand side. I mean, the way he took his goal out against Serbia. That acceleration, that burst, that dink over the keeper.
Well, don't forget, he's been having some private coaching, hasn't he? Do you remember that? So here we go. Is Madueke one-dimensional? We thought we'd speak to a man who knows him very well, his current private coach, remember, Saul Isakson Hurst, who we spoke to before a few weeks ago. Saul, a very good morning.
Good morning, Saul.
Morning, fellas. How we doing?
Very good. So
very
before
well,
the
mate.
start, Gabby's been telling me about how he met your partner in a coffee shop in New York. For God's sake, I says, Gabby, I'm talking about football here, not coffee. would he be making this up, or is that correct?
No, it's funny. So I was on my way to a session the other day, and I had a message from my partner who's away, and she said, "Oh, this is the guy who's on talkSPORT who interviewed you." I was like, yeah, that's Gabby. And then obviously after my session, I picked up the phone and she was like, "Oh, I want to say hello to him." And said, I was like, "Oh, great."
So how did she know? Did he have a badge on? 1089,
a name tag.
He's obviously famous in them sides.
I did ask her though. I did ask her why Sol not here. She said, "No, he's not allowed to come away. He's had his one holiday this year." Is that right, Sol?
Someone's got to work and pay for the holidays.
True, exactly. So now, Madueke, you must be absolutely over the moon for him.
Yeah, listen, unbelievable. This guy, like I said before, he puts so much work in, and I thought that was really harsh from Simon, actually, in terms of what he said. I thought he was the best player for Arsenal against Liverpool. Very direct, very dangerous. Been the best player for England, I think, probably in both of those Tuchel camps, and done himself a lot of favours. But yeah, he works so hard. Particularly in the shooting and finishing, and it's great to see him get that goal. It's well deserved.
I think as well, you look at, I love Saka, but the only problem I have with Saka sometimes is that he loves to come to feet. Give me the ball to feet. What I liked about Madueke's goal was, you know what, I'm going to go running behind. Great flick for Morgan Rogers, and that goal as well. Don't underestimate the acceleration right at the end, and then the composure to dink the keeper. Fantastic goal.
Yeah, I think that's what he offers. We talked about it a lot. He's great, in the against low blocks, because he's great in 1v1, 1v2 situations. But he has that explosiveness and directness to get beyond, with and without the ball and create those problems. And that's the skill, as you know, Gabby. Like to finish, moving at that full pace with that control is top quality.
Well, that's got to be great news for your good self. These players who want to put extra in with yourself. I wonder, Thomas Tuchel said, "I'm not scared to drop big names." So that's got to be encouraging as well.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I'm not speaking on anyone's behalf, but I don't think Noni's gone anywhere to be anyone's backup, and he's not. He's very, very committed. He's very channeled, very focused to be one of the best players in the world. He puts a lot of work into that. And, and I think that's what every team needs anyway. You need competition. You need players knocking on the door, giving managers, decisions to make. And and Noni, obviously, and Morgan Rogers as well, done themselves lots of favours the other night. And that's what football's about, isn't it? You need the challenge. You need people fighting to get into that first 11.
I think the manager said, didn't he, Thomas Tuchel, that he was happy he scored because he does need to score more goals. I mean, his record at Chelsea, 20 goals in 92 is not bad for me, for a winger. Very good record. But he showed he can finish. He shows he can score with both feet. He's got the composure of dinking the keeper there. And I just want to hit out, to be honest, Sol, at all the idiot Arsenal fans on the internet who were mocking the signing, who were disappointed in Madueke signing for Arsenal. When I saw it, I was like, what's going on here? Have they not watched him at Chelsea? How much of a top player he is. So credit to him for keeping his head down, ignoring that. And I'm sure those Arsenal fans that were hammering the signing will all be, we've got great cover on the right-hand side for Saka now, and now Saka's injured. Madueke's the perfect player, and he can play on the left-hand side. He's a starter for England. They'll all change their tune now.
Yeah, listen, I was not back as well, but anyone involved in the game, coaching, and who knows Noni, knows his potential, knows what a top player he is and what a top player he can become. He's going to get even better. His ceiling is, unlimited. He works really hard. He's got all those qualities you want from a forward player in terms of the technical on the ball, the technique, the athleticism, be able to beat players, run beyond players, and then score goals. And this is the thing. We talk to Noni, we talk a lot, Noni and I, and said, what you're going to be marked on is your shots, your goals, and your assists. They're the main, thing you got to do. So you've got to improve that. So he brings that to the table, and I think, a lot of Arsenal players might be regretting their initial, scepticism about that, really.
Sol, are you dreading the phone call from Mikel? Leave our player alone.
We'll see if that comes. We'll have that conversation. Have a conversation with Mikel. Hopefully, I'm adding some value, to an amazing, already world-class program, and they can see that.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done.
Thank you, mate.
I really mean that. Well
Cheers,
done.
guys.
Get yourself away on the holiday, Sol.
Yeah, I need that, yeah. Cheers, guys.
On your own.
See you later.
Coming up 7:45, Katie back in a tick.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Ten minutes to 8 o'clock. Gab, I've got to get this off my chest here.
Go on now, go on.
It's an interesting one where Madueke, having this private coaching with Sol. Sol seems a great guy, but
yes, very good guy.
He's clearly helping. But, right, let me just put but in here. What someone from Arsenal's listening? What one of the coaches is listening? What happens if someone like Madueke or someone else that Sol's coaching gets injured on a Wednesday or Thursday afternoon, even if he's just doing a little stretch and warm up and talking about where he can improve and stuff, what happens then?
I think, though, this generation now, I'm sure the players will have relationship with the managers where they'll say, listen, this is my guy. I've used him for years now. I really trust him. I prefer him maybe towards some of the fitness coaches at the club. Please, can I keep working with him because I'm benefiting? And maybe the club might say, you know what? The older generation would be up to no good.
Well,
you're doing extra and helping your body with stretching, with treatment. Why not?
Well, the classic example is this, and it's Arsenal, George Graham.
Oh.
George had the hump when he heard that everyone was flying off to see their own specialists in different countries. So you've got a football squad full of different nationalities, and they trust their own medical people, don't they?
Of course.
So they jump in a plane and go back to Ukraine
100%.
or whatever. George then one day called a meeting, I believe, and said, "Oi, let me get this straight. Have you ever heard of Harley Street? We have some of the best surgeons, doctors in the world here. You're not getting on a plane going there. You go to our specialists."
Oh.
And I just wonder, has things changed so much now, Gab?
100%. Players will have their own, maybe sometimes their own surgeons they want to use, Al. Maybe for an injury. Their physios definitely.
Well, there's a guy, there's a knee specialist, a guy called David Dandy.
Yeah.
And I believe, was it him or was he the Cambridge man? Anyway, there was a guy out in Denver who was brilliant with knees, reconstruction and ACLs, and everyone used to fly out there.
Yeah, the clubs would allow it if...
Dandy might have been in Cambridge, but this was another guy. There was a guy out, I know there was definitely a guy in Denver who was fantastic.
You could be, for instance, Kevin De Bruyne 3 years ago. Oh, I've had an injury. Listen, I'm using my physio to get me fit because he knows my body more than the physio at the club. I've used him before I come to Manchester City. I used him with Belgium international side. So I'm sure now the relationships with the players in the clubs, they trust them.
Extra training, it's a bit different, Gab.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Off season, it's fine, but during the season now, maybe it's
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying I can see problems in the future.
But it depends what they're doing. If they're finishing training and they're going and doing running and different sprints and turns, that wouldn't be allowed, I'm sure, because you're meant to get your rest. But if they're getting stretched and they're getting their treatment, their proprioception as well, I'm sure the clubs will be fine. What would you do, Alan, Mr. Gaffer Brazil? What would you say?
I would
Gaffer?
like to, but in my day it was, how can I say this without being disrespectful? In my day, our physios were all ex-players who learned to use a sponge and a bit of ultrasound.
So imagine now, right? I'm a player and you're the manager. Gaffer, I've been using this fitness coach and he's helping me with my stretches. And he's
I've
helping
not seen
me.
it yet in the pitch.
Well, it's going to come, Gaffer. It's coming, you know. He said to me,
Christmas.
12 months, I'll be at my best.
You're getting over with me, Gabby.
Away you go. Get out.
Just use your star, Peter. Where's Katie? Come on, Katie, get in here. 7:53.
It's Mbappé! Oh my word! Kylian Mbappé, la dernière situation du match. Mbappé est passé. Mbappé! You stupid. Mbappé! Allez! Mbappé! Yeah! Kylian Mbappé!
Yes, Katie Shanahan is back with a chat about this man. We're talking Mbappé. What about him?
The Real Madrid and French international Kylian Mbappé has made some brutal statements about the state of world football. He says people who go to the stadium are lucky enough to just come to see a show and not know what's going on behind the scenes. Honestly, if I didn't have this passion, the world of football would have disgusted me a long time ago. What do you make of these comments?
Any examples for what he means?
So he goes on to say that if he was asked to have, a child that wanted to go into football, he goes, I think unfortunately a ball will never be far away. In any case, I would never advise my child to dabble in the world of football. He's speaking about...
Wasn't complaining about the 65 games or something. There's too many games he was talking about recently as well.
Yeah, I think it's just general about footballers and mental health. And he's spoken quite negatively in the past as well about this. You know, he would just love to be able to go out on a street and have a normal life. But you know, he's a world star.
But the problem is people that are hearing the radio now, Katie, will be saying, well, you want to do normal things. Then people that are doing normal things want to be doing what you're doing, Killian. They want to be on private jets. They want to be retired at 35, 36. They want to be earning £1 million a week.
His background, where he came from, and his brothers got involved, and there was all sorts of problems, wasn't it? That was Mbappe, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? That was Pogba.
Was it Pogba?
That was Pogba, yeah.
And Mbappe, was he not from the same part of Paris? Was he, poverty-stricken Paris, and now... I don't know, maybe...
Yeah, but it's hard to complain, isn't it, Katie, when you see what... I mean, I was a footballer, Alan was a footballer, what you get paid, and, you know, you can finish football and a lot of the players can retire. And generational wealth where your kids and your grandkids don't have to work as well. So it's hard when he comes out and speaks like that. It's hard to feel sorry for him that he can't walk down the street in peace.
Well, that's the thing. Kylian Mbappe believes that top athletes still consider mental health a taboo subject and are reluctant to admit the vulnerability and fear of being judged.
No, of course mental health is there, but I'm just saying when you hear them quotes about he wants to be able to walk down the street, it's like...
You got to balance it up.
You know what I mean? You got to balance it a bit.
You got to balance up the multi-million-pound boot sponsorship,
I know.
Sponsorship. You're quick enough to sign them. You got to have you got to think about the benefits against the negatives. Is it all worth it?
What do you think, Katie?
I was going to ask you what are the negatives of being a footballer then. In this day and age, I think that's...
Oh, listen, the negatives are, of course, they can't do anything. They can't go anywhere without someone taking a video. How good are camera phones now? Where you can just zoom in on a video and...
Gabby's 57, you get recognised in a coffee shop in New York.
This guy. There is down parts, but there's so many up parts, Katie, and you get to work in a profession where you can play football at the highest level for maybe even 2 to 3 years, and you can never work again.
I think, Katie, where it gets tough is when you're a big name, a superstar, and it's not working, and people are slagging you. And people are sneering at you.
Harry Maguire.
Yeah. Well,
social media.
You don't have to watch social media. You read social media. You don't have to be part of that. But when you're out and about, and so, you could be anywhere, and someone could say something to you nasty, and that sticks with you all day. It does. I'm very lucky. I'm touch wood. I'm very lucky. I don't get much of it. But, when I did play, Man United, stuff like that, there's some nasty people out there would slag you off, and you think about it. Apart from wanting to smack them one, but you can't. It's part of your job.
Yeah. But it's when Mbappe says he'd just walk down the street. There's people there that we all know that'll be working 7 days a week just to pay the bills and not even enjoy life, just to stand still.
But there's also other people who are so nice to you. You think, oh, that was lovely. That's nice. It makes your day. You just have to take the rough, the smooth, like anyone in any job has to.
Yeah.
Just because you've got a normal job doesn't mean you say you don't have bad days.
Oh, of course.
It's just life. You've just got to be strong enough to get on with it. Some people are stronger than others.
Do you think there's enough support for footballers in terms of the amount of scrutiny and pressure?
There's more than ever.
They didn't used to be.
Well, yeah, there's the PFA that obviously have a 24/7 helpline, but in terms of the amount of scrutiny and pressure and criticism...
The clubs will have people to help you as well.
Yeah.
They will. They'll have... Not psychotherapists or anything, but they'll have people that you can talk to and they'll help you. There's no doubt about that. Whereas before, in the 50s, 60s, 70s and stuff like that, forget it. No chance. Grow up. Get on with it. Oh, yeah.
There is a lot of stuff now where players, during the end of my career, players will go in and see a guy that comes to the club. And you'd obviously have a private convo, things on your mind, things you're struggling with. So I can imagine that's more and more now.
Yeah, but I know players that were scared of the coach and wouldn't say a word. They were too scared to go and see the manager and say, look, he's killing my career here. I think about it every night, and he's on my back all the time. I can't play my normal game.
The biggest problem is, though, for me, it's not the players that are playing, it's the players that retire. Because when we was playing, no one explain to you about retirement, and you're like, oh, I'm mid-30s, and what do I do now?
How do I get a dental appointment? How do I get a doctor's appointment? Because they do everything for you.
Yeah, how do I pay a bill? Like, obviously, that's not the biggest problem, but it's life's beginning for some people in their mid-30s. Their job's a beginning, yours is ending, and you're, I wake up on a Monday morning, I've got a whole week with nothing to do.
But I see what
That's so
Mbappe's
hard for
saying,
players.
Katie, going back to Mbappe, I see what he's saying, but in another 10 years, he'll be lying in the south of France or lying in the Copacabana, whatever. He can do what he likes, whatever he wants, whatever his fancy takes him. And, I hope he has a lovely life.
Where in the south of France? Where?
Well, anywhere. Antibes,
Monaco,
Tropez,
maybe, yeah.
maybe Cannes, Nice, there's Provence.
Yeah, but you can't relax in on the boats, can you?
10 years' time you can.
Yeah, but they'll take pictures on you on the boat. You can't relax, though.
Well, let them take pictures. Depends what you're doing, Gab. You strip off and you need a big lens. Katie, thank you. 8 o'clock.
Shin pads are a footballer's best friend, even if players like Jack Grealish do wear such small ones you can barely even see them. But what's the story with shin pads, and are there any rules on how big they should be? It all started with cricket, actually. Cricketers had been wearing shin pads since the 1700s. They'd been introduced not for leg protection, but instead to give batters a strategic advantage. The idea was that batters could put their leg pads in front of the wicket if they missed the ball, preventing them from being bowled out. Obviously, that all changed when the LBW rule came in, but that was the theory behind them. It was thanks to this guy that shin protection made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Apparently, he'd broken his leg in a match against Sheffield United in 1874 and wanted to stop it from happening again. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads, sewed them into his socks and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. Ta-da! Shin pads. Like all great genius inventors, everyone took the mickey at first. To be fair, he probably looked quite stupid running around with these on. But it's thought his whole Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this protection was pretty important for footballers. Multiple studies have shown wearing shin pads clearly reduces the risk of players getting lower leg injuries. And so in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became a part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says pads must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, and players can get away with a lot. A lot of grassroots clubs are choosing to ban micro shin pads for obvious reasons though, especially after a 15-year-old player from Penistone Church broke his leg while wearing them. Still no change from IFAB though. That's why Grealish and co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
Okay, 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Brazil. Gabby Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Now, talkSPORT are entering the golf world. What? And we're not sure how or why, but the chunk is the face of it.
Welcome. This is talkSPORT Golf Channel. Get in, Ollie Fisher, you beauty.
How far do you reckon that's gone?
I don't know, 350 maybe, 360?
Oh dear, you've been timing them a bit, haven't you? Hey?
I need to hit balls!
It would help if you clean your clubs before you use them.
Balls.
Oh, that's your best today.
Ollie Fisher, you absolute egg.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'm just watching Jamie O'Hara's shot there. He can drive a ball. That is fantastic.
Yeah, talented guy.
Do, Gab, let's head to Glasgow Airport.
Oh, lovely.
Because Jamie's up there in Scotland with his caddy. Who's his caddy? Cundy the caddy.
Good boys.
All right, boys. How you doing? There he is. No one to come on talkSPORT. This is the biggest listening audience you've ever had, you two numpties. What are you doing up there? Tell me.
Well, we're going to find Loch Ness, aren't we, Al?
What?
Loch Ness.
Jamie.
That's what we're doing.
Jamie, do us a favour. Will you shave Cundy's head? His hairline's further back than mine. Cundy, let it go, mate. Let it go.
He wanted a short back in Brazil.
When the barbers asked for short back and Gabby.
So, are you seriously heading to Loch Ness?
We're going on a hike. We're going on a hike, and we're doing a special trip, filmed, looking for Loch Ness Monster. You know, someone from talkSPORT has got to go to Scotland now because you're never up there. You're a disgrace and you're Scottish.
I think you'll find I'm at Glen Eagles a week on Friday. Thank you very much.
Yeah. It paid to be there, Al.
Yes.
Paid to be there. Honestly. We're not getting paid, Al. We're doing this. This is a fact-finding mission.
Well, I'd like to find out where the budget came from all this because, you know, I'm told we are absolutely...
Numbers don't lie, Al.
We are absolutely...
Numbers don't lie,
I'm
mate.
told we're absolutely skint.
Yeah, but that's because, you know, me and Cundy are taking over.
Do you reckon? Well, the only one I had was worried was Billy Smarts.
Al, you was in good form the other day, the old Brazil golf day.
By the way,
8 bottles of Whispering Angel round you.
That was very,
No, that's
very
not Al.
nice.
No,
that was
no
very,
way.
That was very... By the way, we ran out of Whispering Angel. That's how good it was. It was...
I'm the only one sat there.
No. The Bosch turned up. Skinner, he chucked it. He played 6 holes. Said, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here."
Yeah,
of course he did.
Yeah,
no, seriously, guys, you're going to play a bit of golf up there?
Al, seriously, we are going on a fact-finding mission to Loch Ness to see if Nessie is knocking about.
By the way, it's not a small loch, you know. You'll be up there. You might as well
know? You've never been there.
Sorry, I have fished in Loch Ness. I've fished in Loch Fyne and in Loch
What'd you find? What'd you catch, Al?
The cold. Mackerel. Just a load of mackerel. But there is...
What a Whispering Angel.
Everywhere. We were sitting by the bank and this periscope came up. That's where the nuclear subs are up there. Bet you didn't know that.
Gabby, Al, anyway, what's it like working with him at this time in the mornings?
Gabby's getting better.
Yeah.
Listen, you pair of clowns. Talk to us about this golf YouTube channel, Jamie. You're the face of it.
Well, you know, Gabs, someone's got to play golf, and they asked me to do it. We've got some big names coming on. We've just launched the channel.
Lovely.
We're going to get you on. You fancy a round, Gabs?
I can't even hit the ball, mate, so count me out. Yeah, it's not a good start, is it, Cundy?
That really, isn't it?
Oh, hello. Here he is. Mr. Spurs, 30 games for Spurs, and he's their biggest star.
We got to play the catch. All
right. Guys, listen, have a great time up there. You'll love it. You love the hospitality. You love the breakfasts.
Yes.
Sunday, a bit of square sausage, black pudding, fruit pudding. You'll love all that. And, keep it going, guys. I must admit, I do laugh at the show. It's good fun.
Yeah, brilliant.
So have a great time. There you go. By the way, he can hit a golf ball, Jamie. Seriously, I thought people would wind me up. No, he's a proper...
What technique?
And hits it a long way. He hits it. Not like a pro. They're way above. But as a good amateur, oh yeah, he's proper. He can go 2-3 over, stuff like that.
Could you play before? You said you used to.
Yeah, but not as good as that. No, because I was never into it. I'd play.
Me neither.
I'd play when the summer came, the Open was on. I'd get the golf clubs out, or if Wimbledon was on, get the tennis racket out.
Yes, everything.
It was all football for me.
What are they doing though?
I've no idea.
They're up to something, aren't they?
I really don't know what they're doing.
I think they're doing some golf stuff up there.
It's nothing to do with Loch Ness.
No. They're filming some golf stuff in Scotland, yeah.
Well, it's the home of golf, isn't it? And I'm looking forward to the Ryder Cup. That'll be the next one. They'll be itching to get out there, won't they, to New York?
Yeah, I don't think the budget will be that high, Al. I don't see the budget paying for them to go to New York. I don't know.
Listen, it's going to be wonderful. It's getting bigger, the Ryder Cup. If I was talkSPORT, I'd be sending someone out there.
Do you know what, though? The Belfry, I said to you.
Well, I'm up there soon with Dino.
They've done a lot of work, Al.
Yeah. That's our next Ryder Cup venue, isn't it? Our home one.
Is that where it is, the Belfry?
I believe so.
Yeah, because they've done a lot of work, a lot of extra rooms. They've done a lot of refurbishment there.
Have we got JP's place? We've got that first, then it's the Belfry, I think. I might be...
Be a good one to go to, that, mate.
Oh, yeah. Well, America will be brilliant, because I think it's so tight. I really do.
Where was the last one?
The last one was in Rome. We were there.
You was there, weren't you?
It was brilliant.
You was complaining about the walk.
Well, because security and stuff like that, it was a hell
of a walk.
Oh, God, yeah. And you think the guys, the stewards here with bibs are murder. You want to see them over there. Honestly. Oh.
Did they get you a buggy?
Eventually, at the end, they did. Oh, it was muddy, up and down bridges.
I remember. You wanted to stay longer, didn't you?
I did. It was beautiful.
And your toys were at the prom because you wanted to stay longer.
Well, we could have done the Saturday show there, but no, it was too difficult to arrange another day.
Oh, you're funny.
Head over to the new talkSPORT Golf channel on YouTube and watch the first video of host Jamie O'Hara cheating his way around Centurion, another beautiful golf course. Apparently the makeup bill was through the roof, but his Centurion's gorgeous, Gab. You got to come there one day with us. I'm at Brockett today, actually.
What do you mean makeup?
Makeup. You got to be. He's doing his telly, so they make him up, don't they?
Yeah, he's had some work done recently, hasn't he?
I think so. Cundy has as well.
The teeth look very, very white, didn't they, Jamie?
He's got a round face, hasn't he? Or maybe it was just a camera angle.
He's got to shave that hair out.
That little tuft at the front.
Yeah, he's got a little bit that might fall off with a bit of wind.
It looks like you could place your ball on there and hit off it. talkSPORT's Golf on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. Coming up next, Gabby's going to give some advice to his best friend Jack Grealish, who's just turned 30. Happy birthday, Jack.
Former Aston Villa striker Gabby Agbonlahor here. I'm busy thinking about Jack Grealish right now.
Listen, there was only one person that was ever going to be my idol, and that was you, Gab.
Oh, friend, football friend.
I'm not a fully paid up member of the Jack Grealish admiration squad.
Simon doesn't know him. He just sounds to me like a bitter ex-club owner.
When I grew up, obviously, being a massive Aston Villa fan, I used to go to every single game, and Gabby over here, used to just score every game, didn't he, against Birmingham City.
Best friends forever and ever. All friends.
I think he is one of those players that flatters to deceive.
Not acceptable from Simon. Should apologise to Jack. He knows Jack's a good lad.
All friends.
No one else can make me feel.
Who sang this, Gab?
No idea, Alan.
Minnie Ripperton.
Oh,
there you go. 8:20. You weren't happy with that, were you? Simon's been a little bit naughty or not?
Yeah, Simon a bit naughty, Al. But I've got Jack on the phone here, Al.
Have you gone in?
Speak to
Hello.
him quickly.
Is it his birthday or something?
Yeah, take this off, mate. 1 second. You all right, mate? How's things, mate? Happy birthday. Big 30th birthday. But, things change when you're 30. Alan will tell you. Your body isn't the same. You might get a few niggles. You're taking longer on the massage table, Al, a longer massage.
Yeah, that picture.
That was 10 years ago. It was a crazy night, that, Al. But, mate, but take it easy. Don't listen to Simon. Simon's never been one of your admirers. But, 4 assists so far. I'm sure you'll be back in that England squad, mucker. And take it easy on Aston Villa this weekend, mate. All right, nice one. Al, do you want to say something quickly?
Yeah, I do, Jack. Gabby doesn't normally speak like that. The Solihull accent has gone out the window.
I better go though, Jack. I know you got to get to training, mate. But have a good one, mucker. And
mucker.
See you on your 40th, pal. Nice one.
There you go. So that's another 10 years you want to see Jack for. Listen, he's enjoying it.
Yeah,
he's again. Interesting. The new stadium. Everton against Villa.
Oh, wow.
Villa struggling at the moment. Jack will be dying. I know it's his club, but he'll be dying to put one over.
When I saw the fixture after the last game, it was so disappointing, Crystal Palace, and I thought, Everton away, they're flying, confidence, the fans are on board, and Dewsbury Hall, Jack Grealish are all playing very well. Tyler Dibling's got to come into that team as well at some point. It's going to be a very tough game for Aston Villa, and I'm sure he'll want to impress against his old club.
Yeah, he's a top guy, isn't he?
Oh, lovely guy. Honestly, no one will say a bad word about him. What he does off the pitch for people as well, very generous. And
people don't realise that.
Loving, caring guy, and there's no one more fun to be around, as that picture showed.
Okay, I can't believe that was you, Gab, to be honest. Right, now let's get the latest odds. Some big games coming up, isn't it? Yes. Arsenal, Forest, a big one. Everton, Villa, a big one for certain reason. And City against United. And also, let's go to the Championship.
Ipswich, Sheffield United.
Well, Ipswich, Sheffield United, but also Pompey going to Southampton's a big one.
Is it?
Right now, oh, God, yeah. Let's get the latest odds now from Coral. And it's Pompey, Dave Stevens ahead of Saints against Pompey, live on talkSPORT 2.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Go marching in.
Oh, dear.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
Steve-O, don't put the phone down, Steve-O.
You'll notice I'm sporting the blue shirt today ahead of Sunday's South Coast Derby. The first one for a while. They've gone for a Sunday lunchtime kickoff.
Come on, Saints.
Oh, Gab, please, come on. Look, just because I'm a Birmingham fan as well now, there's no need for any of that, is there?
Steve-O, Gabby, his eyes went up there when I said this is a big derby, a fierce derby, isn't it?
Fierce?
Oh, yeah.
I saw his dismissive reaction. Gab, all I say to you is get down to the South Coast on Sunday and you will feel a proper atmosphere. This is a derby that matters. The first one for a while. Unfortunately, you're going to ask me about the betting. Southampton are odds on to win, but we sit above them in the table at the moment. We've started okay. So 3-1 the draw, 4-1 a Portsmouth win. But yeah, Sunday lunchtime, it's going to be nervy. How
many tickets to Pompey get? Do they get 3,000, 4,000 or not?
I guess it'll be something like that, won't it? And every single one of them will be taken.
Are you going, Steve-O?
I'm not, Gab.
I'm interesting.
Well, I'll be going to the return fixture at Fratton Park later
in the
season.
Are you scared?
No, I'm scared, Gab. There's a lot going on in the world of racing this weekend.
Fair enough.
I just need to be watching this.
We're talking Doncaster coming up.
Yeah. More important.
Steve-O, what do you make of, just briefly, because we've covered it the last couple of days, the race courses on strike, people in racing. taking the fight to Westminster. Do you think we're going to get a result out of this? Do you think the government may listen?
I look, the government are listening now. They released a statement yesterday, the Treasury, and this is the danger with it. There was a little bit of annoyance, I thought, on government because no decision has been made here. The consultation is happening. So I just think you've got to be careful not to antagonise government. It's a huge issue, obviously. Massive impact on bookmakers. Bookmakers and racing are so closely linked, of course. Any excessive tax hikes on us as bookmakers is going to affect our customers. Yeah. Because we will, you've got to make cutbacks if tax goes up. So there's the black market threat. There's a threat of shops closing. It's such a, it's an emotive issue, but it's such a serious issue. But there's no doubt government are listening because their response yesterday, I say, just thought I had a touch of a little bit of annoyance about it.
Yeah, OK. We'll move on. So it's day one of Doncaster St Ledger meeting. Let's touch on the Ledger. O'Brien's horse, Aidan's O'Brien, second favourite now, isn't he?
No, he's got the first two. He's got Scandinavia, who won the Goodwood Cup.
We're back to Goodwood.
Yeah, he's 11-10 favourite. You've then got the dual Derby winner, one at Epsom and won the Irish Derby, Lambourne. But he was, it depends on your view. I thought he was a little bit disappointing at York in the Great Voltage.
When
he had, yeah, possibly, but Karmas and Stay True both finished ahead of him that day. That they will reoppose at Doncaster on Saturday. But I just think the Scandinavia, off the back of his Goodwood Cup performance, where he beat the old...
I backed him that day. Remember, I sat down with Ollie Bell round there. I backed Scandinavia.
We were on him that day. I say we know he'll stay the mile 6, no problem at all. What's going to be fascinating is jockey bookings because there's no Ryan Moore, he's injured. There's no Wayne Lorden, he's suspended. So they've already booked the Sean Levy, Michael Barcelona, I think, is coming over from France. So it's going to be fascinating to see who rides the Aidan O'Brien runners in Saturday St Ledger. But it all kicks off today, of course, as we say, live on ITV. A brilliant 4 days. And Al's Shadow Dance tomorrow. Favourite for the Mallard handicap.
Steve-O, I think he wins. Look, I don't want to put people off. I don't want people to lose money. I think he's favourite. I don't know what price is, but I think he was the wrong side. In the Ebor, had he been the other side, he pulled a little bit as well early on. I'm not making excuses, but I think he makes amends on Friday.
No, never gamble responsibly.
Yeah. Steve, what about today then?
The fillies today in the Mayhill, the 2-year-old fillies, and the Park Hill for the older fillies. The Park Hill, where Danielle for John and Thady Gosden. James Doyle is the favourite for that one. As I say, keep an eye out for the 2-year-olds in the Mayhill, won last year by the subsequent 1,000 guineas winner Desert Flower. Moon Target could be the one to watch in that one there. But Gab, I just seen that picture of you. How many years ago was that taken?
2015, mate. 2014.
10 years ago. Oh, Gab, working with Al has really aged you. I hate to say it.
I know, mate. It happens to all of us, mate.
But Jack...
Ali had black hair 10 years ago. Ali McCoy.
but Jack, obviously going to be a huge save. He's 11-10, so he's odds against to make the England World Cup squad. So
odds against.
A real fight on his hands to get into that squad for next summer. But Aston Villa going to Everton, this is huge, isn't it? 6-4 Everton, 15-8 Villa, 9-4 the draw. This is so close. Tough one, Gab, because you want to see your mate do well, but you don't want to see him do too well, do you?
Yeah, you want him to score, but you want Aston Villa to win. So a nice 2-1 win for Aston Villa, but Jack get a goal. But so many big games. I mean, look at West Ham Spurs. That's a big game, isn't it? Well, they dislike each other.
But also City United, Steve. We've got to cover that. We've got to do Arsenal against Big Ange's Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, as if any extra spice was needed, but obviously ex-Spurs manager Ange Postecoglou going to Arsenal with Forest. They're a big price, Forest, no surprise. 7-1, 2-5 Arsenal, 4-1 the draw there. West Ham, Tottenham 11-10 shots against 23-10 shots, West Ham. Chelsea odds on to win the West London derby against Brentford. And then, of course, it all leads through to that Manchester derby. I mean, both teams have had stuttering starts, I think it's fair to say. But Manchester City 4-6 at home 18-5 United, 3-1 the draw. It feels like already, I know this is going to sound crazy, but City with 2 defeats, really don't think they can afford another defeat this early in the season, Gab.
No,
would you agree with that?
100%, but I don't hear no excuses either, Steve, from Pep, because the money he spent since January to rebuild that squad, they should be in a title race.
Yeah, which, as I say, very early days, but 2 defeats has already just... You just feel that they're some way off the pace being set by Liverpool and, of course, Arsenal.
Steve-O, brilliant. Have a great day.
Top man, Steve-O.
Talk tomorrow,
Cheers, fellas.
I hope. So there you go. Some big games at the weekend, including... you got to go back in history, Southampton, Pompey. It's all to do with the docks and strikes and stuff like that. So it's a nasty derby.
Should we get Harry on?
Yeah, we can try tomorrow, definitely. Okay, coming up to 8:30.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Devils' worst signing since Fergie. First up, Alexis Sanchez. He'd averaged almost a goal every 2 games for Arsenal, but in his 45 matches for United, he only bagged 5. Next up, Radamel Falcao, dubbed El Tigre, or the Tiger. But at Old Trafford, he was a little more pussycat, to be honest. All the Colombian managed in 29 games was 4 goals. Moving on, things couldn't have gone worse for Jadon Sancho at United, with just 12 goals in 83 games. And it all ended after that very public spat with then-manager Erik ten Hag. Next, Ten Hag probably thought he was wise in sticking to what he knew when he brought in Antony from former club Ajax. But the £86 million Brazilian has really not been able to hack it in the Prem. The curse of the famous number 7 shirt has also had its share of victims. As well as the aforementioned Sanchez, Memphis Depay found he couldn't follow in the footsteps of Ronaldo, Cantona, Beckham and Best. He netted just 7 in 53 appearances. And those are just a few examples. To be honest, the list could go on and on. Unfortunately, that's probably why Man United haven't won the title for over a decade, and why it might take a few more years before they're in contention again.
Good morning, 25 to 9. Just pictures from Wentworth coming through BMW. Wow, looks beautiful down there, Gal.
That's where John Terry plays there, doesn't it?
Big tournament down there.
Yeah.
It is stunning. Very, very football friendly as well down there.
Where is
Caddies.
Where is it?
Wentworth's down near Ascot.
Near Ascot.
Very close to Ascot races. But off that the back tees, it's a tough golf course. But John's a good player.
Very good, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's a great tournament, and they're just building up for the Ryder Cup, of course, which we cannot wait. Right, today, here we go, 8:30, talkSPORT Breakfast with me and Gabby, and Arnold Clark gets £750 off any used electric car or home charger. Now, England have finally arrived under Thomas Tuchel, a brilliant 5-0 win over Serbia in Belgrade. It gave all England fans a glimpse into what Tuchel promised when he took over. However, the World Cup now just 3 qualifying games away. Tuchel has got some big decisions to make, especially who will play in the number 10 position.
Rice trying to flick it on. Gay, he can. Oh, it's in! Unbelievable! A Jude Bellingham overhead kick.
At the moment, we think leaving Jude Bellingham out of the team would be outlandish. But for the greater good, if it's the right thing to do, it's always the right thing to do.
Now, Jude's mentality when he plays is phenomenal in terms of physical output and end product.
Cole Palmer's got to come back in. Jude Bellingham's got to come back in. But do they? Why? I don't think they have to.
Shot from distance is in. It is Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, probably in a national shirt of not delivered.
Drills a shot in off the post. Oh, it's a terrific finish by Eberici Eze.
Epps had unfortunately a bit of an unlucky game. He struggled a bit. He should have scored 2 goals.
The Morgan Rogers touch really, for me, it puts him right in a strong position. He's got a strong claim to be a starter for England, to be a number 10.
Here's Gibbs White into the near post. It's flicked on and it's in. Gibbs White with a flick on at the near post. Brilliant.
Okay, that's right. Bellingham, Palmer, Foden, Eze, Rogers, Gibbs White are all in great. Well, they're all great options for England in the number 10 position. When Tuchel, he can only pick one. Who's it going to be? Gabby. Phil Foden. Let's look at Phil. I'm astonished he's not playing at the moment. I really am. A couple of seasons ago, I thought, what a player. His energy levels, some of the goals he scored, magnificent. Could Phil really miss out in the World Cup next summer? I think it'd be a disaster if he did.
I think he needs to... It's a bit of a wake-up call for him. I mean, he's had injury problems end of last season, and this start of this season only made 1 appearance. But if you look at his stats last season, Al, I mean, 28 games in the Premier League, 7 goals, 2 assists. The season before, when he won Player of the Season, was 35 appearances, 19 goals, 8 assists. He needs to get back to that sort of form for me to break into this England squad now, because I just look at the options they've got, Al, and I look at Eze. For me, he's a starter at Arsenal. Morgan Gibbs-White, a starter at Forest. Jude Bellingham, definitely a starter at Real Madrid. Cole Palmer's a starter at Chelsea. And Morgan Rogers is a starter at Aston Villa. Phil Foden's not a guaranteed starter at Man City now.
Why is he not? I think Phil's better than some of the young kids in City at the moment.
Yeah, but they've had an overall of that squad, haven't they, Manchester City? Cherky's out injured now. He's the player that Phil Foden will be fighting with in that number 10 position.
Well, let Phil go then. Let him go.
I think he's got a big part to play.
He's too good a player not to be playing.
I know.
Injuries this weekend, isn't he?
Yeah, but if he's back from injury, when he's back from injury, he needs to get back into that starting side. Now Cherky's injured. Marmouche is injured as well. Got injured away with Egypt. And he needs to get them performances back. Show that hunger out that got him player of the season, because if he doesn't, the players that are ahead of him...
Yeah, but Gab, you say that. How many games he played this year? One?
Yeah, but it's last year's performances as well.
Well, I don't think 7 goals is a bad return.
When you've got the season before, you got 19. Yeah, but he's more of an attacking than...
Yeah, but City were brilliant 2 years ago. Last year they weren't.
But when you watched his game, I mean, the season where he scored 19 Premier League goals, he was cutting in off that right-hand side and he was whipping him into top corner nearly every game. And you didn't really see that last season. And sometimes you have to have a word with yourself and say, listen, I need to get my standards back, because now we've got a squad, and like he says, only 3 more qualifiers before the World Cup starts, with top talent. Morgan Rogers knocking on the door. And I listened earlier in the week, Al, you had Craig Hope on, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I know he's got something about Bellingham.
Well, we're going to hear from Craig. Yeah. Let's hear from this. Craig is the chief football correspondent. I think he's been harsh on Foden, by the way. I don't think we've seen him and given him a chance. I really don't. And City are struggling.
Yeah.
That doesn't help. Anyway, the chief, it's opinions. The chief football correspondent at the Daily Mail, Craig Hope, you were talking about Gab, joined the show yesterday morning and made quite a statement about Jude Bellingham and his future in the team. Have a listen to this, Gab.
Cole Palmer's got to come back in. Jude Bellingham's got to come back in. Bukayo Saka, do they? Why? I don't think they have to. I thought it was really telling when Thomas Tuchel opened his TV interview and then he came upstairs to talk to us in the main press conference room, and the phrase he used in his first answer on both occasions was, quote, that was teamwork in its purest form. And when you put all of those players in, do you not lose that essence of team? Let's talk about Jude Bellingham. It was Thomas Tuchel himself who said in June, used that phrase, again, coming back to the manager's own words, Bellingham can intimidate teammates. Is he not, at times, a negative impact on others? Last night was the first big performance free of Bellingham. No one is disputing he is a wonderful player. But I thought in his absence last night, Morgan Rogers absolutely stepped up.
Yeah, right. Wow. Okay, let me give you my opinion, there, Gab, before I hear yours. I don't want to take anything away. 5 goals away from home against anyone is fantastic. I thought, personally, it was a poor Serbia side.
Agreed.
I'm not getting too carried away.
Nope.
And I don't think you can just ignore the likes of Bellingham, Saka, Palmer, etc.
Recent bias.
I really don't think you can do that against the big boys, because we're not talking about England getting, to a quarter-final. Here we go again. It'll be all World Cup hype again. Can we win it? Can we win it? Can we win it? And I think you need your big boys to do that.
And Al, you need experience as well. And listen, Morgan Rogers, outstanding player. Will he have a big part to play in the Euros? Yes, he will. There's no reason why Rogers can't play Bellingham. But what I don't like about Craig is that I just feel that, has he got something against Bellingham? Because saying that Bellingham's got a negative impact is wild, just because his standards are so high. Al, let me read some stats on Jude Bellingham that I done yesterday. 22 years of age, playing for the biggest club in the world, a starter as well, once he's back from his injury. Already, at the age of 22, he's played 92 games in the Bundesliga, 12 goals and 16 assists, 59 games in La Liga, 28 goals and 15 assists, 47 games in the Champions League, 13 goals, 13 assists. Even before he signed for Dortmund in the Championship, 41 games, 4 goals, 2 assists, at a young 16, 17-year-old. Also for his country at 22, 44 caps and 6 goals. And you're telling me because we have beaten Andorra and a poor Serbia side, now all of a sudden forget Bellingham, forget Saka, forget all these guys that have been there and done it at the highest level, recent bias at its best.
Yeah.
And then Bellingham plays against Wales and is outstanding. Oh, Bellingham's got to start now. I feel like people are starting to talk a load of crap, really, and forgetting the superstar players that we haven't got available that you'll need in tournaments.
No, against the big boys. I like Craig. I like he speaks what it comes straight from the heart. I like him. I like reading his stuff.
Bellingham's not a problem, Al.
I wouldn't be getting too carried away with the Serbia game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was a cracking result away from home. It wasn't the Serbia-type side that we've known in the past, which was a cauldron with some great players for me.
You see the other night, Al?
Average.
Yeah, of course. You see the other night, if we were playing a top team and it's not going our way, who do you want on that football pitch? Bellingham. I remember going to a game, I think it was Ukraine at Wembley, and he was screaming at the senior pros. He's got, even at, I think he was like 19, 20 at that time. He doesn't care about his age. If we're going to go and win a trophy, you want Bellingham there, who's going to be stand up and be counted and give his teammates that aggression that they need, some of them.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Don't look at Serbia.
Anderson, along with Rice, was superb, Anderson.
Of course.
And Madueke on the right-hand side was great as well.
Let's see him against Spain. Rodri,
Pedri. Exactly. There's
Zubamendi.
a long way to go. You're spot on.
Let's go and see them against a team who have got superstar players that we struggle to get past. But let's not have recent bias and try and say Bellingham isn't a starter. Bellingham walks into that England team.
I think Thomas Tuchel will know. He's got to praise that side. It was so good.
Oh, of
5
course.
goals away from home.
Very good.
And qualify for the World Cup. Okay, they're not there just yet, but they're there, if you know what I mean.
How good has Saka been for England?
Yeah.
Let's not forget what he's done. It seems like you get an injury and you forgot him.
Palmer, for me, has got to be in there. He's got a problem, he has.
Exactly. Jack Grealish, like we said as well, we'll be looking and thinking, yeah, that left-hand side isn't locked up. Anthony Gordon hasn't scored a Premier League goal since mid-Jan.
Yeah. But a lot can happen between now and the next few
injuries, form.
Yeah.
I think there will be a few players though that the manager likes from this last 2 games against Serbia and Andorra, that even if they don't have the best seasons, will be in there. We'll have certain favourites. Jordan Henderson, for one. I feel like he'll be in there as the experienced third midfielder.
But you do need that togetherness, and that clearly was the case against Serbia. Togetherness, they played as a team, they played for each other.
Yes.
But when you play the big boys, you need a little bit more than that.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, yes, there's still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
Yes, at 9 a.m. we're going to be joined live in the show by Premier League's 10th all-time top scorer. It'll be interesting. He was got to say about England, Jermaine Defoe. Jermaine is on to champion a great cause with the British Heart Foundation, as well as to tell us whether Gabby's right that this England team needs to build around Jude Bellingham, not talk about should he play or not, and whether Levy leaving Tottenham is good or is it bad for the club. That was our breakfast preview with our good friends at Travis Perkins Hire.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
still getting over that picture, you and Jack.
It was a good night, I'll say that.
Was it?
Very good night.
9 minutes before 9 o'clock, talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby. Thanks to Arnold Clark Charge, we got some electrifying cash prizes up for grabs on talkSPORT in our EV Lover competition. Along with fully charged amounts of cash to give away, we've also got 5 places up for grabs. Sorry, 3 places. I'm being too generous. We have 3 places up for grabs to take part in our grand final, and it's up in Glasgow next month, where one lucky winner will get their hands on a fantastic new MG S5 electric car. So that's 3 places up for grabs in the grand final in Glasgow next month. One lucky winner can win a fantastic new MG S5 electric car. So to get involved, simply head to talksport.com/win and get your entry in now. It's all thanks to Arnold Clark Charge, ultra rapid EV charging and an ultra low price. Find out more at arnoldclark.com. Remember, around 10 minutes' time, we're going to be speaking to one of the Premier League's greatest ever bagsmen, Jermaine Defoe. And staying with strikers, on talkSPORT Drive yesterday, Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent discussed.
Kane, 40 goals in 57 games in the Champions League. His Bayern career total, Bayern Munich, is 100 games, 91 goals. I mean, the numbers I'm reading out are just insane. Mbappe, 55 goals in 87 games in the Champions League. La Liga record, 34 in 37.
Yeah.
And, of course, he got a hat-trick in the World Cup final, although Joe doesn't count it. And Haaland, 49 goals in 48 games in the Champions League. Haaland's record for City, 149 games, 127 goals. I mean, they're all ridiculous. I noticed you've not put Isaac in there. So with that in mind, we thought we'd ask, who is the best striker in world football right now? I think that's an impossible question to answer. I think it all comes down to who you fancy.
Do you know what's mad, right? So Haaland, we speak about Haaland, he's 100 appearances in a Prem, 88 goals. Man's about to get there rapido, like rapid.
100 club.
100 club, yeah. Rapid, 12. He's getting that this season. He's in there by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Unless something goes wrong. It's such a hard question because it's what you like. Now, if you're asking me as a fan and Arsenal have got the opportunity to sign one of them, I'm taking Mbappe.
It's a difficult one, Gab. So I'm just looking at there's Alan and Gabby to name the best strikers. Haaland, he's such a strange player. Haaland, that you don't see a lot of him. But when you look at his stats, they're the best ever. Surely, they're the best ever. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
his stats.
It just depends what you want. I mean, for me, Haaland, outstanding player, outstanding goal scorer. But I look at someone like Isaac. I think he can go up a level. Isaac playing Liverpool.
I don't think he'll score the goals that Haaland scored.
No, I don't think he will. No, not with Salah in the team. Salah will score majority of the goals, but I think Isaac will become a better player. But Mbappe is clear of both for me because I just look at Mbappe. He's finishing. I mean, he's gone to Real Madrid and took Vinicius Junior's crown. He's the main man at Real Madrid now, Mbappe, and just got everything else. Can score every type of goal. And I just love watching players with pace. I mean, when he comes short, spins in behind, no one's catching him. Don't care who you are, what defender is catching Mbappe. Outstanding talent. And look at his numbers for France and for Real Madrid.
Oh, I agree. This has been great. You know, it depends what era we're talking about. Look, I go back to Jimmy Greaves. Jimmy Greaves was one of the best goal scorers I've ever seen. He passed the ball in the night, dummied the keeper and slotted it in, or walked round the keeper. Different era, yeah. Then you've got Rushy, Liverpool, magnificent. Gary Lineker, magnificent.
Oh, yeah.
Clive Allen, goal machine.
Yep.
Don't forget about Clive, how many goals he scored. Goal machine.
It depends what you're looking for, though.
Yeah.
If you're talking about goal scorers, then you say Haaland is the one that you'd sign and the best in the world for absolutely scoring goals. And even Harry Kane, when you talk about finishing.
Sorry, I've not even mentioned that.
When you talk about actual finishing and hitting the ball with power, with that side of the foot, left foot, right foot, he could score every type of goal. Harry Kane, movement, the way he strikes the ball when he runs through 1v1, low and hard, keeper's not saving it. Then Harry Kane's up there for sure.
Yeah.
But all round, you'd say Mbappe.
Yeah. Oh, Mbappe, you know, he's got everything.
Terrorise you, Al.
Yeah, he's got everything. That initial acceleration is frightening.
Yeah, and already won a World Cup at the age he is. We won it at a young age, and the pressure on him, and he didn't work out trophy-wise at Real Madrid last season, but I think he scored over 30 league goals.
Very sad to hear what he said earlier on talkSPORT, talking about, he gets a bit disillusioned with football now, and he gets a bit fed up. He sometimes wish he was just a normal guy with a normal job, and I'm like, oh, what's happened there?
Yeah, I think what he's trying to say is he wishes he could walk down the street as a normal person and maybe not get bothered. I can imagine any part of Madrid he goes to, he can't move.
Nah,
but
maybe he's best going to Dubai or something.
Yeah, but look at Messi. Yeah. Messi won't be able to move even in Miami, in the States now. Nowhere. David Beckham. Cristiano.
Yeah.
There's
another one.
Exactly. So it's hard to feel sorry for him on that. But as a player, I think he'll go down as one of the best ever.
Okay, coming up, Jermaine Defoe coming up just after 9 o'clock. And Barry Hearn founded a match of boxing around 9:30. Right, 3 minutes to 9.
Tyson Fury, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez. Just hearing these names makes you think money and the hundreds of millions of dollars, pounds or Saudi riyals in boxing. But that's at the top. At the bottom, it isn't quite the same. Even for those on the rise, there's not an awful lot of cash in the boxing world. And if you're just starting out, well, it can be a very costly exercise indeed. But don't take my word for it. Here's the former European champion, talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver.
You're turning professional and you're boxing, let's say, York Hall on a non-televised fight. You have to sell tickets to earn any money, but you have to cover the wages of your opponent as well. So if you don't have the ability to be able to sell enough tickets, you effectively have to pay to fight.
A far cry then from Jake Paul facing Mike Tyson in 2024, when the purse was reported to be around £48 million. But the vast amounts of cash lining the top dog's pockets isn't the norm in a typical fight.
Let's say you're lucky and you get between 5 and 10 grand. You're going to get 10 grand max for that. 10% goes to the trainer, 25% goes to the manager, Then we've got the tax man to pay as well. So we're cutting that money in at least half. So now you've got £5,000 for a 10-week camp. So you're talking about a guy here earning, he might be clearing 500 quid a week. How do you support a family on that? So boxers chase the dream. And, you know, there's probably 2% of them that actually make it.
So say you do make it and you start to rise up the ranks. Strikers Boxing, a training academy, says the mid-tier fighters can earn more, somewhere between £10,000 and £50,000 a fight, depending on record, profile, opponent and popularity of weight class. It's only at the top level does the real cash start flowing in, with the top-tier professionals, i.e. those going for titles, earning 6 figures a fight. Something else you'll have heard of is the terms prize fighter or journeyman. A prize fighter is, as it sounds, someone who picks up fights where they can and gets a nice big check if they win. Journeymen are the fighters who take on up-and-comers, effectively used for experience in the ring. Even if they're going up against the real prospects, a young Anthony Joshua, for example, these guys will be lucky to earn more than 10 grand. So the average boxer isn't as rich as you'd think.
2 minutes after 9 o'clock, talkSPORT breakfast with me, Brazil, Gabby Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Right, let's head straight to the phone lines. 03717 223344. That's the number to call. John's a Grimsby fan, but wants to talk to Gab about Jude Bellingham. Morning, John. How are we?
Good morning, John.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Great show again. I'm a Liverpool fan and a Grimsby fan, by the way.
Anyone else?
No, just have to. No, what I'm trying to get at is I can understand what Tuchel's getting at, because I was at the game last year when Liverpool played Real Madrid in the Champions League, and Bellingham completely lost his cool and lost the plot. I thought he was going to get taken off because he was arguing with everybody so much. If we watch the highlights of it and have a look at the Bellingham, he was kicking everybody, he'd lost the plot, he could see the team was going to use. So I can understand, yes, he's a great player, and I understand that, world-class player, but I understand what Tuchel's saying about
level he wants. Will you have a problem with that?
Well, I don't think he will. What did he do with his Real Madrid place? He was always arguing with each other. What if he does the same in the World Cup?
What if he's learnt?
We shouldn't have had him in there.
But what if he's learnt from it? And Thomas Tuchel has told him, listen, calm it down a notch or two. Maybe he's learnt from it. We don't know.
Well, we don't know, do we? But all I'm saying is, you were saying that you can't understand why he said that about him. I'm ringing up to say I can understand why they're saying that about him.
Okay, John, thank you. Yeah, it's opinions, isn't it, Gab? You know,
it's just the next superstar that we want to bring down. No, we've done it to Beckham, done it to Rooney. Now Bellingham's the one.
Do you think we're trying to bring him down?
100%
I wish him all the best. I'll be honest.
Not you. I'm not saying you, but a lot of people are.
When he went to Germany and that money for Birmingham, I thought, what? This is crazy. And then I suddenly realised, oh, no, what a player this kid is. I just hadn't seen him enough, to be honest.
Of course. What was Rooney like when he played for his country?
Oh, right away.
He was kicking people. He was losing his temporary referees. He had that anger about him on the pitch. Sometimes the top players have got that about him. Maybe he can tone it down a little bit. The manager will get him to. But people trying to turn on Bellingham now that we beat a poor Serbia side and we beat Andorra. Come on. I'm not having it, mate.
Okay, right. Don't forget, talkSPORT's the place to be as the Premier League is back this weekend.
The Premier League is back in session. What a goal! The roof has just been ripped off Anfield.
Well, this is absolutely remarkable. Nottingham Forest 0, West Ham United 3.
Nuno Espirito Santo sacked by Nottingham Forest.
Never ever predict what happens in the Premier League.
And is ready to return to the Premier League.
Salah comes into the box. It's left. Engamoa to finish it. He's won it. Rio Engamoa, the teenager.
In comes the corner. It's flicked on at the near post, and João Pedro is there to head it in. It is Sunderland 2, Brentford 1.
Daniel Levy has stepped down from his role as executive chairman after nearly 25 years.
Now Haaland on the turn. Of course he scores. This is the Manchester derby.
Oh, and he's put it in the back of the net. Manchester United 3, Burnley 2 from the penalty spot.
Football, honestly, never changed. Domestic football back.
Yeah, great. The Premier's back. Gabby, Arsenal, Forest live on talkSPORT this Saturday lunchtime. If Forest get battered by Arsenal, with the fans turning on?
No, they won't. No, first game. He's got to work out. What's he going to have? 2 days training with the players, work out a big squad of players out, signed a lot of players in the transfer window, work out his best side. And I don't think they will. I think Arsenal, I'm not sure about Gyökeres yet. I don't think he was great. International duty as well.
Who was saying he's an animal when training in the games? I'm the same with you. I'm not sure. The jury's out with
Manchester United away, Liverpool away. He didn't look like could get into those channels. And
Ben White was saying it. He said Gyökeres is
he lacks a yard, doesn't he? He does lack a yard. But
listen, I hope he does well. I really do. But I'm like, I'm not sure. Isak, we know, is the real deal. I'm not sure Gyökeres is.
Sesko and Gyökeres, they might need 5-6 games to get up to speed.
Yeah. Okay, Brentford Chelsea is live on talkSPORT on Sunday night as well. What do you reckon about Chelsea, Gab, before we talk to Jermaine? Do you think they can be proper title contenders?
They should be.
Or are they going to be top 3 but not quite good enough?
I feel they should be, but I don't think they will. I think Liverpool and Arsenal are a level above. I still look at Chelsea and say, goalkeeper, are you sure? But they've got some very good players, got squad depth as well. I mean, you look at right back, you've got Gusto pushing Reece James for that number 1 spot at right back. Plenty of options all around the pitch. I think they'll finish 3rd above Manchester City, but not good enough to challenge the top 2.
Yeah, this year.
No.
Okay, delighted to say now we're joined live. Where are we? 9 minutes past 9 o'clock. Live by one of the Premier League's most prolific goal scorers.
Yes.
Defoe. Still it's Defoe! What a terrific goal from Jermaine Defoe!
Goal scorers, if you speak to any goal scorer, I'm talking about proper number 9's goal scorer, they'll tell you. Even Wrighty says it. Sometimes the tap-ins are the best ones.
Ball in from Milner. Defoe! England lead! England have a goal! Shooting towards the far corner and putting Spurs into the lead! What a goal on his return from Jermaine Defoe!
Yeah, 156 Premier League goals for 5 different teams. Brilliant. The 10th most in the history of the competition. Jermaine joins because he and another ex-Premier striker, Bobby Zamora, who incidentally is my neighbour in London, have joined forces today to unveil a brand new trophy, the EFL Red Boot, by the British Heart Foundation. Every single goal scored by the Red Boot winner for 2025-26 will see £50,000 go towards training more people in life-saving CPR and help fund Cure Heart, an ambitious BHF research programme which aims to develop treatments and cures for inherited heart muscle diseases. Great idea, this. Let's welcome Jermaine to tell us more. Jermaine, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. No Backlift.
Gabs, how you doing? Morning, guys. How are you?
Well, mate, you okay?
Good, Jermaine? Yep, lovely.
Yeah, not too bad.
Jermaine,
Not too bad, guys.
what made you get involved in this then? Did you have any problems when you were playing, or family problems with Hearts?
Yeah, family problems. Obviously, recently, one of my cousins, he's only 45. He suffered a cardiac arrest, but thank God he's okay. But for many reasons, really, I think it's an amazing campaign to try and encourage football fans to learn, obviously, CPR. I mean, you know, I think every 90 minutes, you know, 6 people over the UK will suffer a cardiac arrest. And, you know, we're not just talking about in stadiums. I mean, even, you know, I mean, 8 out of 10 cardiac arrests will happen in the home. So you're saving lives, basically. So yeah, I think for many reasons, for me to be involved in this is huge.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I had my own experience in Bart's Hospital, and I have to tell you, they were magnificent. They were brilliant to me. So
yeah, they're amazing.
I can't endorse this more. Brilliant. Well done. On the football front, Jermaine, Tottenham, all changed. Daniel out. That was a surprise to everyone.
Oh, my God. Just for me, it was a massive surprise. You know, it was the same as everyone else, really. But I mean, if we talk about, you know, what sort of legacy has he left behind? I mean, Daniel spoke about best in class. I think what he meant by that was obviously the best academy, you know, the best training ground, the best coaches in the academy, you know, the best stadium, you know, the top coaches over the years. We've had the Contes and Mourinho's, but that's sort of his legacy he's left behind, really. You know, I think the infrastructure's amazing. You know, of course, 1 trophy in 70 years ain't enough. But I think, well, hopefully with this manager now, Thomas Frank, you know, he can bring the club forward and that. But in terms of Daniel, I think just the stadium and the training ground, you know, that's the legacy that he's left behind.
Yeah. Sorry, Gab, just one last one. Yep. Interesting one, Jermaine, the weekend, West Ham, who were struggling and then get a fantastic result, 10 days ago or so. So it's a London derby. I fancy Spurs just to nick it, but... You know, they're feisty derbies, and there's no love lost, as you well know, between West Ham and Spurs.
No, not at all. I think in any derby, you know, I mean, you talk about derbies, I think form goes out the window. Obviously, West Ham, you know, started the season very slow. I think it was important that they got the win against Forest before the international break. Because there's always a demand at that football club, you know, having to win and playing sort of like the West Ham way. I do feel like keeping Callum Wilson fit is massive. Yes. You know, he's someone that can, you know, that backs himself or score goals, hungry to score. He's like a throwback centre forward. You know, he's desperate to score goals. I spoke to Callum actually in the summer, and he said to me he's desperate to get into the 100 club. I think he's on 89 Premier League goals. So that tells you, you know, that's someone that's hungry to score goals and that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But it's a massive game. I remember obviously when I signed from West Ham, and going back, and you know, even at White Hart Lane, you know, the fans didn't forgive me, but you know, it's part and parcel. But it is what it is. It's a derby, and you know, you should get the best version of every player.
Jermaine, we're not far off now, the World Cup, and we know we heard them words a few months back from Thomas Tuchel about Jude Bellingham intimidates players. But a lot of fans now are holding on to those comments, which are frustrating me, because you would have played under many players that maybe had that intimidating style. I can imagine Rooney at times in squads and on games, the way he maybe used to lose his head and shout at players. Doesn't it show that how Bellingham's so hungry to achieve a trophy with his country?
Yeah, but you know what, Gabs? I agree. You know, I think a lot of people, they hear things and they hold on to it and you sort of believe it. But you need that. And going back to the Rooney one, I remember when Wazza was young and he sort of like played with that fire. But I think if you take that away from him, if you took that away from him, you're a completely different player. Thierry Henry had to play angry. You listen to Thierry speak and he said, I had to play like angry to get the best out of myself. I listened to Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank speak the other day, and I can relate to it, that he felt like he had to play angry to show people how good he was. And I feel like with Jude, he's a winner. He wants to win. And for players around him, actually for me, if I was playing with Jude and for instance, and he was quite aggressive, I would love that, because then it's sort of like, then he'll get the best out of me.
Yes. Yeah.
It's how it's for players, it's how you react to that.
It's like recent bias, though, isn't it? I know, yes, fantastic. We beat Serbia 5-0, some great performances, but let's not forget Saka and Bellingham. Now people are saying, oh, You know you shouldn't change it. It was a great team performance.
Palmer as well. You don't forget Palmer. Palmer's a top player.
Palmer as well. Phil Foden, who listen, we would love to see him get back to his best, because when the best version of Phil Foden is one of the better players in the squad, especially in those forward areas. But yeah, I mean, you know what it's like. It happens. You know, it happened in my time where, of course, the boys got the job done and they deserve a lot of credit. It's a difficult game because it's so difficult when you play against teams that make it difficult and they sit behind the ball and you got to sort of like, you have to move the block and try and pick your moments to go through it and play quick. I felt they've done that really well, actually, because you know, it's so important to not slow the game down. You have to play quick, and I think that's when you get your chances. Then what you try and do is you try and get the early goal, and then you can sort of like, it settles you down a bit. Then you can get a little bit of rhythm and then play your style and all that. So I thought we did that well, but credit to the boys that come into the team, because when you come in with England, you have to take your chance. But, you know, and then when you do take your chance, then you have to show in that. But remember, there's players like you just mentioned, Phil Foden and Cole Palmer, Jude Bellingham, Saka, Jack Grealish, who looks like he's getting back to his best as well. So there's players that can come back in.
There's a long way to go. I understand Tuchel saying what he said, Jermaine, about, you know, I'm not scared to drop, you know, superstars, big name stars. But at the same time, come different games, bigger games as England progress, he's going to have to make changes because of injuries, etc., and players losing a bit of form, players coming into form. So there's a long way to go, isn't there?
There's a long way to go, and we're lucky that we've got that sort of quality. You know, we've just mentioned so many players there that you think, okay, they in the bigger games at a World Cup will probably start. But I think when you've got that competition, you know, it's good for the manager. It's a headache, but it's good for the manager. I remember Fabio Capello. He was similar in a way that he just thought, right, I always felt like if you've done well for Fabio, then you're playing. He wasn't scared to James, and he did it with Michael Owen. You know, one of the best goal scorers that we've ever produced.
And he didn't like Gabby either.
Yeah, he made a mistake with that one.
Go back upstairs and get your flip flops off. Put some shoes on.
Yeah, I remember that story. He did that to Ashley Cole as well. And when we were sitting there thinking, well, probably the greatest left back we've produced. You know, he sent Ash off the team bus to change. He flips off as well. But he was just like that. You know, he just wanted that sort of he just wanted that respect.
Yeah.
I mean, Tuchel, going back to the players, you know, I just feel like it's important. Andy Gordon, when he came in, I felt like he done well. Noni Madueke, I thought he was the best player on the pitch. So yeah, when you get your opportunity, you just got to take it.
Just a quick one on Harry. Another goal, important goal, that first one.
He's a machine. I hate the word killer, but he's a killer in a box, you know. And do you know what I like about Harry? He's got that, and he's always had it, to be honest. Because I've known Harry a long time, even from at Tottenham when he was scoring a lot of goals in the youth team. He's got football personality. He never, when he's doing well with scoring goals, which he always does anyway, he doesn't get too high. And when he's not scored, you know, and there's a lot of noise around him, he's always calm and composed. And I think when you look at not just football, but the top athletes, you know, they're always calm. You know, they back themselves, and you just know that, you know, given an opportunity, that he's going to score. Yeah. You know, he's one of the best that we've seen for many, many years. And he'll continue to do that for sure.
But he's comfortable as well, isn't he? Like you was, JD, when you were in the box. I mean, left foot or right foot, you know you're going to get shot off. That's what Harry Kane's like, isn't he? He's not really looking for that pass, is he? He's looking, I'm going to shoot.
No. And Gabs, I've always said, obviously, I've done my coaching badges now, and I went back to Tottenham after I finished playing at Rangers, and I did 2 years. And I always used to try and stress the importance of repetition, and to the young players, just practice, because I just felt like when I practiced in training throughout the week, come match day, I just felt like all my instincts just kicked in. So I wasn't really thinking too much. The chance will come, and I was just so confident and familiar with that situation because I've practiced it in training. I'll just take the chance, regardless of what foot it was. I'll just take the chance. I was comfortable on my left foot, and then I was comfortable on my right foot. And Harry was the same. You know, Harry, under Pochettino, he would train in the morning, and there was a group that used to go out in the afternoon for an hour and do finishing, even during the season, not pre-season. This is during the season. For half an hour, go out and do finishing. And that just tells you, that just showed that this is why he gets those sort of numbers.
Yeah, brilliant. Jermaine, listen, great to talk. Good luck with the Red Book campaign. I think it's really important. Thank you very much.
Top man, JD.
Problem. Cheers, guys. Gab, see you later, mate.
There you go, Jermaine Defoe, the Red Book campaign. That's a great idea.
Al, he was, when he used to play against teams that he played for, you're like, just his running skills, like he would have great movement in behind. And what he used to do sometimes that was funny was players that played with him is that he would put you through a bit wide, so you have to give it him back. so he could score. He was that addicted to scoring goals. He'd be a bit crafty with the way he played, but left foot, right foot, outside the box, pass it in the net, smash it into the net. He scored screamers.
I met him a big charity do.
Underrated.
ICAP. And I remember saying at the time, I said, I think he went to America. I said, don't go there. You're too big for that still. And he went and came back quickly, thankfully.
Yeah, frightening play.
Okay, coming up at 9:20. Barry Hearn coming up, founder of Matchroom Boxing. There's a great documentary coming up. We'll talk about that in just a moment on Netflix. He'll find a few million. $9.25, talkSPORT breakfast. Gone quick today, Gab.
Yes, always, mate.
You're on tomorrow with me as well, aren't you?
Yes. Looking forward to it.
Oh, crikey. There's people on holiday or something.
Supply teacher.
Back at the Times this morning, GB star joins doping games. This is interesting. This is a story that Gabby and I were talking about earlier on. Let me let you know what's happening here. Olympic silver medal winning swimmer Ben Proud, brilliant by the way, has provoked an angry reaction by becoming the first British athlete to sign up for the Enhanced Games. Now have a listen to this, right? This is the Enhanced Games, a controversial event in which athletes are permitted, they're allowed to take performance-enhancing substances, right? So we're basically talking about steroids here, yeah? It's scheduled for May next year and is set to be the subject of a documentary by Rob McElhenney, the Hollywood actor and Wrexham Football Club owner. Let's welcome in former Great Britain Olympic swimmer and someone who won 6 World Championship titles, 2 Commonwealth and 11 European titles. Brilliant. Mark Foster joins us now. Mark, very good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
Morning, how are we doing?
Very well, Mark. Now, this is an interesting one for me, this one. So this is the Enhanced Games where swimmers, athletes are allowed to take enhanced drugs to enhance performance for money. And we're looking at $1 million in this instance on Ben's event, the 100 metres, 50 metres, 50 metres. If he breaks the world record, gets $1 million. Now, Ben has been fantastic, and I think now he thinks, okay, this could be life-changing. I'll have a go at this. Is this a good idea, Mark, or not? My eyebrows were raised. I thought, ooh, is this a great idea for young kids to learn about? Or is he basically just saying, look, I'm coming to the end. I want to have a go at this. I want to be the fastest 50-metre swimmer ever.
I think you've hit a lot of things there. I think the bottom line is he's probably coming. Well, he is coming towards the end of his career. I mean, he could go another 3 years to the Olympic Games in LA after getting a silver in Paris. He could win potentially LA. But ultimately, within minority sport and swimming being a minority sport, there isn't a lot of money. I mean, I go back to when I first swam, there wasn't a penny in it. I did it because I loved it and I wanted to represent my country. But things have moved on nowadays. And I don't think it's so much about breaking the world record. I think it's more about the money.
Yeah.
If there were more money in swimming, which there was with the ISL for a while, the International Swimming League, which Ukrainian billionaire put a lot of money into it, and there were 10 teams around the world competing against each other, and there was a lot of money that was pumped into the sport, then I don't think this would happen. But I think the fact that the money doesn't go back to the sport is one of the reasons why Ben's going, do you know what, I could break the world record, and I think he will quite easily. And I'm not saying he has to necessarily take drugs. He could even do it in one of these super swimsuits. He's looking at his exit and his future. So I can't knock him for doing what he's doing. What message does it give to kids?
That's what I was going to say. But Mark, for me, what does it say to up-and-coming swimmers or any sportsman and say, you know what, you can go make more money if you go and just do the Enhanced Games?
Yeah, it's not the best message, but I think the thing is this is the start of something new? As in, will this be the new norm going forward? I like to think of sport as a very a level playing field and a clean space. But historically, when we look at Tour de France cycling, when you look at some of the athletics over the years, American football, baseball, I mean, it has been and it always will be, I think, in every sport in a small way. All right, what the Enhanced is trying to do is look at long term, is have a competitor to the Olympics. Because the Olympic Games has a huge monopoly and a huge amount of money goes into the Olympic Games. And a bit like with golf with the PGA, all of a sudden the Live Tour stepped up, right? There's a competitor to it. Is the Enhanced Games going to be a competitor to the Olympic Games where athletes and sports people actually get the potential to earn some decent money as opposed to just sort of like doing it as a hobby and a little bit of thing you do on the side? It gives them an absolute opportunity to be, I'm not saying to be a Premiership footballer, by the way, but an opportunity to earn a living.
Mark, this is a horrible question to ask, but in terms of swimming, you mentioned Tour de France and other sports. Are they? I don't want to label them cheats, but the Chinese, they had remarkable improvement in their swimmers.
Yeah.
Are we talking perhaps that so much money and clever people out there are beating the drug catchers?
Beating the system.
Ahead of them?
Yes. I think people have always been ahead of the system, whereby if I show you a list of banned substances, you'll get some clever doctor or scientist that will go, okay, I can give you something that's not on that list, that won't show up, that will actually give you an advantage over other people. That probably exists still. It always did exist, and I can't imagine that that's gone away. And historically, people have done things behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And you use the Chinese as an example. I mean, historically, back in 94 World Championships, the Chinese women won every event at the World Championships, or every event bar one. And all of a sudden, the next year, they didn't win one because they were caught out. But things have been there. Systematic doping has been there. I like to think in level playing field and that things will all be equal for everybody, and unfortunately they're not. And this is an Enhanced is going, this is another way of competing where, do you know what? My worry is anything goes is that someone goes, okay, this works, I'm going to take a lot of it, and all of a sudden they're going to die.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's going to happen. And they say that they're going to sort of monitor and keep on top of everybody and also give them the drugs they should take. And in medical terms, if they can devise some stuff that in long terms helps people, then there might be a positive side to it as well. I don't know, but I'm not an advocate for it. But at the same time, Ben's made his decision. Would I have done it 20 years ago when there was no money in the sport? Or little money in the sport? I can't say I wouldn't, so I'm not going to knock him for doing what he's chosen to do.
Brilliant,
Yeah,
Mark.
fair enough.
Mark, great to talk.
Thank you, Mark.
Again. Thank you.
All the best. Take it easy. Have a good day.
It's an interesting one. By the way, that swimming game, talking about football and other sports hard, that swimming game, if you've got a kid who's really good, you are up at the crack of dawn, like the time we got up to do breakfast.
Of course.
In the pool.
Training,
and then getting them off to school. It's not an easy game.
No, of course not.
So I wish them well, but I don't like this format.
I don't, mate.
Just gone 9:30.
For every good signing a club makes, there's bound to be a few that don't work out. Manchester United have certainly had their fair share of those, especially since the end of their golden age under Sir Alex Ferguson. Here are some of the Red Devils' worst signings since Fergie. First up, Alexis Sanchez. He'd averaged almost a goal every 2 games for Arsenal, but in his 45 matches for United, he only bagged 5. Next up, Radamel Falcao, dubbed El Tigre, or the Tiger. But at Old Trafford, he was a little more pussycat, to be honest. All the Colombian managed in 29 games was 4 goals. Moving on, things couldn't have gone worse for Jadon Sancho at United, with just 12 goals in 83 games. And it all ended after that very public spat with then-manager Erik ten Hag. Next, Ten Hag probably thought he was wise in sticking to what he knew when he brought in Antony from former club Ajax. But the £86 million Brazilian has really not been able to hack it in the Prem. The curse of the famous number 7 shirt has also had its share of victims. As well as the aforementioned Sanchez, Memphis Depay found he couldn't follow in the footsteps of Ronaldo, Cantona, Beckham and Best. He netted just 7 in 53 appearances. And those are just a few examples. To be honest, the list could go on and on. Unfortunately, that's probably why Man United haven't won the title for over a decade, and why it might take a few more years before they're in contention again.
Seen this guy? Bet you haven't. The Greatest Showman.
No, I haven't.
Oh, get the kids round the table.
The kids have watched it. The kids have watched it. I haven't. I'm never with them, am I?
No.
Exactly.
No.
So I wouldn't watch it, would I?
That's really, really good.
Who do you watch it with?
I watch it, Mum.
Oh, okay. In your own room, away from Jill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she likes, you know...
Strictly?
No.
Loose woman?
Oh, she'll watch... Nah, that's during the day, innit?
Yeah.
But she'll watch things like, not the dramas and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Right Head and, you know, all that sort of
Do you
stuff.
want the war films and the war documentaries? And
drugs and narcotics.
Yes.
You know,
I'm here.
Narcos, Mexico,
yes.
and stuff like that.
All over it. Same, mate.
This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Brazil Gabby Agbonlahor. Arnold Clark gets £750 off any used electric car or home charger. Now, a bit of The Greatest Showman then, but no, we're not talking about a circus. Instead, the latest Netflix documentary, I love Netflix to be honest, to take the world by storm's about to drop on the 17th of September to be exact, called Matchroom. The Greatest Showman, a show featuring the Hearn family. That's right, focusing on the life and careers of Barry and son Eddie. The series will follow the Hearns and his team as they try to take the company up to the next level, which will be difficult. Let's take a look at the trailer, or listen to the trailer. It's going to be great.
I'm Barry Hearn, president of Matchroom Sport.
Talk to me. I'm Eddie Hearn, I'm chairman of Matchroom Sport.
My son and heir, I call him my project. He's good, but he's not yet great. I'm f***ing watching you.
We are the biggest sports promotion company in the world.
Matchroom started as a £100 company and now worth north of £1 billion.
Look at what the old man has done. I never wanted to work for my dad, but you have to play the hand you're dealt.
Eddie, he has ego. It's a weakness, and I won't give up control until I'm sure he's ready.
Boxing is an important element of the revenue stream, but only an element. We've got the greatest snooker player to ever play the game.
The biggest profit earner is darts.
There's no business that has the drama.
If I found out you knew about it, you're done.
The ego. Jesus Christ. What is that?
Do you know what? I'm amazed by that. The biggest profit earner is darts. I didn't expect that.
You?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, absolutely. I thought boxing would be. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's going to be a must-watch. Luke Littler, Conor Benn, Katie Taylor, brilliant. AJ, Ronnie O'Sullivan all make appearances, and from the makers of a highly successful series such as F1 Drive to Survive and At Home with the Furies, you don't want to miss this. So, to get a little bit more on this, let's cross over to the man himself, Barry Hearn. Barry, a very good morning.
Good morning, Barry.
Morning, boys.
I love that, Barry. I won't give up till I know he's ready to take over. Love that, Barry.
Every parent's the same, Alan. You know, we love our children, don't we? We want the best for them, but we've also got to let them develop until they're ready for the big part to play. He's more or less ready now, to be perfectly honest with you.
I should hope so, Barry. He's nearly 50.
Yeah, I know, but, I'm nearly 80. It doesn't make any difference. It's how much enthusiasm and passion you got for what you do, doesn't it?
Barry, are you happy the way it's turned out, the documentary?
I went to see the first one last night, which was the final cut, and it's very difficult, Alan, because it's our story, it's us, and when we decided to do this, we all sat around the table. It wasn't a unanimous decision because it's very intrusive to have cameras around you for 18 months and things like that. But we thought we're either going to do the whole story properly or not do it at all.
Yeah.
So it's very much, warts and all. I mean, I'm sure there's parts of it you'd be surprised with, and it's not all lovey stuff and how good are we and all that. We get beat on lots of things all the time, but it's how we react to defeat that makes us different to most. We have a work ethic in our family and our company that's second to none, and hard work usually gets you out of trouble. But it's a real programme, and I was pleased with the way it came out, and I'm very interested to hear other people's reaction.
But Barry, I was amazed, not amazed, I shouldn't be, but when you said the biggest profit is the darts, and I remember, how many years ago is this, 30 odd years, when you were talking with Vic Wakeland and people like that at Sky to get darts more on telly, and this is the biggest profit spinner now, which is amazing.
Well, not really. I mean, we took a game that's a simple game to understand, and everyone has played it at some stage, and we just gave it the respect it deserved and the players the respect. And we stuck up the prize money early to make sure they could earn a living and be professionals and put bread on the table. Now we've created millionaires and multi-millionaires through the sport of darts, and that's inspired a whole new generation on the back, especially of Luke Littler. We've had some great players in darts. Phil Taylor was the best of his day, and Michael Van Gerwen. But now we are attracting these kids all over the world.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, it hasn't even started yet, Alan. I mean, this is a game that's never had the respect of sponsors and broadcasters, but the sheer weight of numbers that it's doing on viewers means that respect has to come.
What's it like in the States, Barry? What's it like in America?
That's our next big challenge. We're looking to start there in next July. It takes a lot of planning. The only problem I've got with darts is that the man upstairs only gave me 365 days a year. I need more. And the players who used to go up, the players used to go up for the opening of an envelope. Now they want to have the odd weekend off with a wife, and it's it's throwing my strategy out. I like them to work. But no, the States is going to be a tough one. We're cracking that. China's going very well for us. India is our next one we're looking at in big depth. This is going to be, trust me when I tell you, I might not be here, but Alan, you will be, I'm sure. This is going to be working man's golf, and it's going to be, if you think it's big now, you wait to see what this sport's like in 5 years.
Wow, incredible. I think as well, going back to the documentary, a lot of people are going to want to see the feuds, the potential takeovers. Sometimes like the things that you hear about, but you don't get to see exactly what happens.
Yeah.
That's what people are going to be excited to see, aren't they, Barry?
I think so. I mean, people like to see money. I think we're a good story because we're, obviously we've done very well, but my dad was a bus driver. It wasn't all easy, but at the same time, it's been a pleasure to do the job. But people want to see now that the Qataris coming around, buying a little percentage of Matchroom, and the Saudis want to buy some, and we're independent. We run our own business, but obviously we're open. Our doors are always open to people that can bring other assets to our business. And certainly in the Middle East at the moment, it's a huge area of involvement for sport at every level, and we should welcome that.
Yeah, snooker's brilliant as well. Ronnie, what a star he is. The greatest of all time, Ronnie?
Oh, there's not even a question, Alan. Not even a question. I mean, look, he's 50 years old. I think he's living in Dubai now, and we may not see as much of him as we want to see him, but every time he does turn up, he adds that certain special ingredient, stardust. And he walks into a room, the lights go on. He's Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's the best player that's ever been. Him and I have had the odd clash over the years. Yeah. But that's understandable because I'm the old geezer trying to keep things running. I think Eddie and Ronnie are made for each other because they're both showmen and they both understand that they want to make, a good living out of what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think there's a chance of us seeing it behind the scenes for the darts? Because recently you've seen darts games where there's been talk of a bit of trouble backstage in the locker rooms that we don't know the full info about. Is that something that could come in the future?
Not really. I've not seen a lot. I mean, I've not seen a lot of trouble in darts. People are busy playing and earning money. The circuit is very, very busy. Yeah, of course, there's disappointments, but there is backstage stuff. I mean, when we did this doco series, we just said, look, it's all areas, unlimited access. You can't play games and say, oh, you can't film this and you can't film that, because we were mic'd up for 16 months. So people are going to get the opportunity to see what does go on behind the scenes and to follow the stories, because it's a narrative of, this sport is just a wonderful world, isn't it? I mean, sometimes we get too close or we forget the benefits of sport, what good it does people, how it changes lives. And we spend too much time talking about drug cheats and silly stuff behind. The real essence of sport is watching kids, pick up a dart, pick up a cricket bat, pick up and play and actually get off their backside, get away from the tellies and the Game Boys and those machines that keep you and fry your brain, and get outside and play some sport, or inside and play some sport. And the numbers we're seeing, particularly on the darts, but also there's more kids going into boxing gyms. The world's a troubled place. We've got bad people on the street. When they're in the gym, they're not bad people, And we can cure so much of this by giving them access, but they don't have the facilities. And when they get bored, they get into trouble. This sport can cure so much, but we don't really take it seriously. We just think it's a photo opportunity, and it's not.
Barry, before you go, Canelo, Crawford, what a great fight. Two greats about to slug it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's rumours and rumours going around about, is Crawford 100% fit? Is he carrying an injury? Is Canelo past his prime? He hasn't had a fight for a little while, etc., etc. It's a classic fight between two great styles. Normally, you'd go for the bigger man, Canelo, because the other guy's coming up in weight. Obviously, it's a huge payday for both guys, and money rules boxing, we understand. But Crawford is technically very gifted, and it may well be Crawford on points.
Look forward to documentary. Barry, thank you. God bless,
Enjoy.
Tammy. Right, 12 minutes to 10 o'clock. Interesting. Looking forward to that.
tune. Heard you say.
talkSPORT Breakfast with me and Gabby, and Arnold Clark gets £750 off any used electric car or home charger. Right, time's ticking. We're just under, 2 weeks ago. Enter now for your chance to win 25 grand. 25 grand and tickets to Ace's final Wembley gig. It's our biggest comp yet. Don't look back in anger. And here's how you can enter.
18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word Oasis to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission. Or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 338. All entries must be received by the 19th of September at 9 a.m. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Yep, great prize. Now, here we go, 9:53, a time for a bit of magic with some of this. Beep, beep.
Got an issue? Why can't you see? All you need is some help from me. Give my lamp a rub. 1, 2, 3. I'm the Gabby Genie.
Yes, we all know that every good genie has a magic lamp and can grant 3 wishes with a little rub. And Genie Gab is no different. So get ready, Genie Gab, because I'm about to have our first rub. Here we go.
Ed.
Don't show this kind of performance. I think that this is a little bit the limit. I think something has to change, but let's focus on, in this moment, we need to focus on the weekend, and then we have time to think.
It's the worst rub noise I've ever heard.
I know, it's horrendous.
What the hell?
I've got a question, Ed, really.
That's like Hugo's squeaky ball.
Ed, I've got a question you, mate. We'll have a chat afterwards.
Ruben Amorim Gab
Yes.
has come to you, Genie Gab, and he's asked you to grant him the wish of still being in the job at Christmas. Oh dear. Are you going to grant him that wish? Will he be in at Christmas?
I think his results have got to change. I mean, before the international break, quite lucky for me, late winner, penalty, Bruno Fernandes against Burnley. Didn't play well in that game. You've been given Lemens, who's the new goalkeeper who they've signed. You've got to get more out of Shesko and Mbumo, Cunha. You've had the funds to improve this squad of players. And his win percentage, Al, is 26.66%. Played 30 games, won 8, drawn 7, lost 15. It's not great. That's got to improve drastically. There's no European football now. No excuses like other teams are going to have. I give him until November international break. Maybe another 7-8 games. And if results are still quite poor, they could easily make a change. I hope he does get time, Al, but has he got to stop being stubborn with this formation he wants to play?
Yeah.
Then I'll set up for the 3-4-3.
Talking about time, we've got to be quick. Second rub. Here we go, Ed.
Down to Isaac. Boom, a second goal. It's another goal for Newcastle United. It's converted from 10 yards out by Alexander Isak.
So Alexander's come to you, Genie Gab. He's asked you to grant him the wish of scoring 20 Premier League goals this season. Will you grant him your wish?
How many games left? There's 35 games left. Last season he scored 23 goals in 34 appearances for Newcastle, so no reason why he can't. But the only problem he's going to have this season is, he's not going to for one take penalties. That'll be Mo Salah. And he's not guaranteed the amount of game time he would have been at Newcastle, Liverpool. There'll be games where Ekatike might start down the middle.
I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
You got
him.
Gakpo, who's manager's favourite off that left-hand side. So I think there'll be a lot of rotation where he might play Champions League and then he doesn't start the Premier League game. So because of game time, I don't think he'll get 20, but he will score 20 altogether in all competitions, I'm sure.
Last one. Big Ange has come to you, Genie Gab, and asked you to grant him the wish of being as loved by the Forest fans as Nuno. Ooh. Are you going to grant him it or not?
Well, Nottingham Forest fans, like you say, Alan, the history of that football club, the European adventures that a lot of the older generation have been on. This new generation and the older generation that are still here with us will want to have a fantastic experience in the Europa League. So he's got to get them playing. I think it's 2 weeks' time. They have their first game in Europa League. Start winning games in that competition. entertaining football for the fans, and also make your home stadium a fortress.
Yeah.
I think they've got every chance. But finishing 7th last season, in the top 4 for most of the season, he's got big shoes to fill. And he's got to have that relationship with the fans like Nuno did. You know, after the games, he'd run over to the fans and he had that love with them. That's what Ange's got to do, because at some stage during his Spurs career, I think it was the Chelsea game where a goal was disallowed and he sort of went to the crowd. None of that, because you'll lose the fans straight away. So he's got every chance, but we know what football's like. Our results, got to get the results. Tough game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Arsenal away. But you never know. They've got a very good squad of players, Nottingham Forest.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed it this morning. Thanks to all our guests. Gabby's back alongside me tomorrow morning from 6 o'clock. Huge Premier League weekend coming up. Listen, have a great day. Thank you. Speak to you tomorrow, 6 a.m. Don't miss it.